Good evening, America. Welcome back to another episode of Break the Machine podcast. We are Rants on a Friday night, and I would like to let you guys all know that Red Day is revving to go. He just wants to absolutely tear into some shit tonight, so we should get some pretty good rants from him. Uh, we have a special guest tonight. We have Luna Lopez, host, okay, of the Thirst Trap News. All her links are in the description for all of you guys. I am missing her Rumble link that I just found today. So as soon as I get a chance, I will make sure I put her link in there for Rumble. We want to make sure that we continue to push Rumble because we know our community is growing there. LoopTube can actually go suck on these nuts because they just continue to keep us all on fucking ice and with their suppression and whatnot. And we want to make sure that we support fellow patriots and whatnot. So this is a get from Reddaywalker. I learned about her through him and whatnot, and she has some pretty good stuff. And you'll get to meet her shortly. I'll let her introduce herself and let her, talk a little bit about herself. But get ready for some rants tonight because Red Day is ready to roll. What is going on, fam? How are you both tonight? How you doing, Luna?
I'm
Awesome.
good. How are you?
Really good,
Welcome.
except for my drink is frozen and I freaking that's why we're late, fam, because my alcohol for tonight was completely frozen. I left it in the freezer, forgot about it, and I had to go do some emergency warming up to try to get my tequila ready. So, Luna, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh my goodness. I've always hate that question. I don't know. That answer can be like 3 seconds or 30 minutes. I don't know.
Well, we got 2 hours, so you can
I
take as much
Plenty of
ah,
time as
time,
you
yeah.
need.
all right. Was born into a cult, evangelical doomsday,
Oh wow.
Oof.
cult. It's quite an interesting niche to be born into off the rip, I guess,
Yeah.
Was in and out of that. That's what started like really my critical thinking overgrowth area in the brain. It's like overgrown because I think I'm overly pessimistic now, and I'm suspect of everything. But I had to go through that experience, basically with my family held hostage over my head because I didn't believe in it. And if you're born in it and you leave, you can't have anything to do with your family. You can't talk to them. You could be
Right.
dying in a ditch and they won't call you, they won't answer the phone. So
Oh wow.
I had my got pregnant with my daughter. It was only like the second dude I'd ever slept with. Didn't really know how. I was like, oh, that's how that works. Boom, got pregnant like this. And so the church shunned me. And, I could have had an abortion. I thought about it because I was terrified of like the shunning and being kicked out of my entire community. But I kept her because I just knew,
Bless
I
you.
was like, yeah, I was like, this
God
is,
bless it. God bless you that you did.
yes, thank you. I agree. I was like, I never wanted kids, but I figured this is what I get for saying it so much. This is I'm supposed to have this, because I feel like that's how God works. Everything we think we want, God's like, no, this is what
It's
this is what
it's
you're
it,
doing.
it's his plans, not ours.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
You just gotta ride it like be like the water, just chill, just ride it, make it a comfortable journey. But so then, I spent probably about 10 years in and out of it. And why that's kind of critical to how I ended up where I'm at now is, I had to do deep dives on of research on like everything that existed because
Mhm.
my entire reality now was destroyed. It was a lie. And that's a very terrifying place to be. It's very isolating. It's scary. You don't have a network outside of the religion. So I was studying up on science, studying up on psychology, studying up on religion. I'd already had a um good mental Rolodex going religiously because as a Jehovah's Witness, which is what I was born into, we have to study like a
I have
lot of
friends.
yeah, because they
I
knock
have
on
friends who are
doors.
Jehovah's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have to study all these religions because you got to know how to argue with them and like kind of beat their conversation stoppers. So but it led me into realizing, oh my gosh, I just got out of one cult to literally realize the entire world is in like probably the worst cult I've ever seen, like one big uniparty globalist new world order government. Um and that's what my religion promoted. It's a Masonic religion. It was promoted, just mass death at the end of days, and the one true people are going to be saved. And so, the politics was getting heavy. And fast forward to Trump. I had never voted in an election before because as a Jehovah's Witness, they're apolitical, so you're not allowed to vote, you're not allowed to go to war, you're not allowed to be a
There's
cop.
there's a, they're supposed to be apolitical, but
Supposed
that's a
to,
whole
right.
other
Yeah.
that's a whole other talk show.
There's that
Yeah.
is, you're right. I could go on for hours, but
Yeah.
so they're supposed to be apolitical, but um what shoot, I forgot what I was saying. You remind me the
Global,
last
global. Yeah, you were talking about
right.
the world,
Yeah.
global world order, new world order, and stuff like that, and everything.
Yes.
That's where
So
you're at.
we never voted because of that. But interestingly enough, my grandfather's great uncle was a vice president for the United States. So my family was
Oh,
like, the elections are rigged. It doesn't even matter. Blah blah
Hmm.
blah.
right.
So John Nance Garner is my direct relative for Roosevelt. So I think it was the first Roosevelt. The first
Theodore.
Roosevelt, yeah. I get their names mixed up, but yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm the last. Me and my brother are the last one in his direct family line. So we got a very small inheritance of like $300 with like inflation or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's what he left
Yeah.
for us. But so they going back to what I was saying. I knew that the elections were rigged, and so we just kind of watched politics real heavy with a watchful eye because we just have an interest in it as a family. And then just religiously, they're always hoping for Armageddon to come and someone to save the day and rid wickedness for a good once and for all. So I saw Trump come on to the stage, and the way
Hmm.
he came out at that debate, I was like, yes, finally we have a fucking fighter, like a real one, because he was just you. They're not going to tell me no because the person who strokes the checks, it's me. Every one of them has gotten money from me. And it's just the
Yeah.
way he was so honest about like how that he plays the game. He didn't set the rules. He's like, I didn't make them, and I just
He buried he buried Hillary Clinton with that same idea, with that same train of thought in their
he did.
debate, right? Like when
Yeah,
she was talking about this guy doesn't pay his taxes, he's like, "You're right, because I use the system." Okay,
that
and
you
guess
wrote.
what? Yeah, guess what? You're not going to change anything because all your donors use the same system I do, right? And then
Exactly.
Exactly.
he absolutely wrecked her with
Oh
that.
yeah.
I just loved the pure honesty. It was like, okay, yeah, he's not calculating right now to like try to make it the people who are going to turn their noses up at that happy. He's just being like, he's just owning it. And so it really inspired me as a mixed race person, seeing what he was going through. They started pushing the racist rhetoric like down our throats really heavy then. And I was just like, what are we doing? We're going backwards. What are you talking about? This is the best time
Hmm.
to be black in America, like ever. like,
Yeah.
so I just had to
Yeah.
jump in that fight. And so my congressional race in 2022 was a wild one. Oh my god. It was
Oh yeah.
the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
What district were you? What district in Florida, right?
Yes, Northeast Florida. So it was going through a district change in the middle of it too. So it went from 4
The
to 5.
gerrymandering.
Yes, they did. They did. But it, helped the Republican side of it where we were at. But the the race was, immediately let's go after her because she's hot and let's make her look like she's the worst Jezebel slut that exists in the entire state of Florida.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I came up with the name of this show, the Thirst Trap News, because after this, some time has passed since the race and the primaries coming up, and people are begging me to run again. And I just am like, I'm not saying, like not right now, because what I went through the last time was, I mean, they followed me for 13 hours one day. That's just one day. Took pictures of me the entire day when I was with a male colleague. It was a big, sent it to my husband. It was a big nothing
Right.
hamburger. They bugged my room. I saw a snake camera come under my door at 2 a.m.
Oh
Um,
shit.
yeah. They
Wait,
tried to.
was this the
Yeah,
Republican
were
proponent that
these the
was doing it too, or
Republicans?
the Democrats?
This was my own party, yes, because so
Oh,
we
Wow.
had
See, that's
we We had an open
Just want to make sure I
primary.
was clear. Yep.
We didn't have any Democrats step up, right? But we have this old crotchety curmudgeon cracker box, yacht club establishment guy who was the
Yeah.
former sheriff, who's been there forever. And so I challenged him, and here, me, I'm tatted up, got a wild mouth, and hardcore MAGA, and they were just like, oh shit. So basically, I was polling at like 40 something percent, which scared the pants off of them as a first time candidate. That's never happened. So they cloned my campaign and like split my vote in half, like almost clean in half. They put a decoy in the race. And she got 1,000 more votes than I did. I mean, the money they dumped into her campaign overnight. And I hadn't taken a single dollar from any PACs, from any groups. It was from individual donors, 80 something thousand dollars that I raised face to face on my own. I didn't do anything. So they just dumped all this money into her campaign. They were stealing my signs. So, trying to
Wow.
financially run me dry. So I just went
Mhm.
guerrilla with it, and I just used spray paint, got all my friends and all my volunteers, and we made, because it was spray paint, we let it drip, and we just made the most shocking statements. We just kept going around and putting the signs back up, and that really pissed them off. But, they tried to take my house from me. They destroyed my
Shit.
credit, mine and my family's credit. They put an
And
algorithm
this
on
was
it.
still on the Republican side.
Yeah, they
Ah,
locked
Yeah,
the
okay.
she never got out of the
algorithm.
primary.
Right. This happened during the primary, but so he also oversees the incumbent oversees the HUD conveniently, right? So they tried to take my house away that I was building, and I had to come up with $27,000 overnight one night to fix this. And or me and my kids were going to be, so that's just the tip of the iceberg. But so I have always have this unrest inside of me, like this calling. I think the way I grew up, you know, is a big part of it. I just have this, I'm very protective for, the people, the underdog, those that are being stepped on, those that are being trying to be brainwashed, very protective of the youth. And I just can't just sit back and do anything. So instead of running for office, this is my way of my show, Thirst Trap News. That is a nod to what they did to me. Like, you trying to make me out to be they sent honeypots to me. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to play into it. I don't really care. And so my show is, it's a reaction podcast where I scroll through my feed and talk about relevant topics spiritually, psychologically, and politically. And I do it in a very exaggerated character of myself, and just be a diva with it and sassy about it and just sarcastic and funny. And so it's something just to have fun with and kind of tell the truth without being so serious about it all the time, because we
Yeah.
need more kids to like feel like they can be themselves on the conservative side and not feel like there's, you have to fit this cookie cutter mold. Here's
Hmm.
this woman, and she's doesn't fit the mold, and I just kind of want to show them it doesn't matter what they do to you. Like, your mind is the most valuable thing in this universe, and you need to protect it at all costs. And there's other people out there that think the way you do. My reactions are all unscripted. I just have bullet points because I kind of tell my
Hmm.
producers, like, this is what I want to talk about. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, Blondie, what's going on? Let me just say hello to some people. And I think Scott had a question. OpenA88, thank you. Opena88, thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Do we got any new conserve? Good to see you, man. Rogue Nina, good to see you always. Ray's Moto Life, hanging out with us tonight too as well. Um, Jonathan, we all know about Jonathan and everything, so it's good to see all of you guys tonight. Those of you guys that are lurking in the background, we love all of you too. But drop something in the chat. Say what's up to us. We'd like to know who you are and whatnot. Um, but Scott, you had a question, brother.
I had several questions for her, but she sort of
Go for
answered. Sadly,
it.
she answered several questions. I was going to say who was worse. That was my first question I was going to ask was who I was going to ask her about the funding thing. I was asking her if they were if the Florida Republican Party helped her out at all. Clearly, they did not.
Clearly did not. Yeah.
And I was going to ask her about where about about any nastiness she encountered. Yeah, obviously she didn't have to wait for the Democrats. She couldn't even get get past their own primary without experiencing nastiness.
They weren't ready for a, not white woman who was 36 years old who, had who was in a band, who had
Well,
4 businesses. It was just I'm a minority, quote unquote, which
I don't.
actually my people aren't even minorities anymore, but I'm a minority. And so they weren't ready for the fact that I don't fit that mold. They were trying to hang on to that
No.
whole establishment yacht club stuff out here.
Yeah.
And it's got to go. I'm on the board of Young Political. It's a new company, well, nonprofit organization, and our goal is to get all the old crumply ones out of office.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely need some new blood.
Yeah.
We do.
There's a handful of old school dudes that are
Yeah.
on board with what we are, but we definitely need new blood. One of the things we do on this show constantly is we're constantly bringing in new blood. We've been
Mhm.
pushing New York City desperately with some of the new blood conservatives that are running in New York City and stuff. We had
They need it.
uh yeah, we had Ramsey Frias on, we had Janine Aquafreda on, we had
Mhm.
Elijah Diaz on, we got Athena Clark coming on next month. I'm sorry, next week on Friday
Okay.
and stuff. So we're doing the best we can on this show to get that new blood out there.
I
Scott and
appreciate
I,
what you guys do. Yeah.
Scott and I are constantly talking
Yeah.
about this offline and
Mhm.
outside of this, trying to get people here on the show because they're not getting the burn that they deserve, right? Like, we know the mainstream media is not going to cover them. They're going
No.
to have to get it from somewhere else. So it's up to us.
Yeah.
Well, we
You know
want
what?
the truth. Everybody else is happy to be older than I think the 50s and up. They still want to just sit in their little like old, I don't know, in their little
You
vacuum,
ready, Scott?
man. Like
You ready
I'm
for that,
just
Scott?
You know what?
Did I
Well,
just
what
offend
you were
somebody
saying.
already?
No. No.
No, 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 not
You know what
defensive.
though? I was gonna say this though. I don't think it was that they weren't ready for you because I've seen some other people coming up in Florida that I won't say they're exactly like you because nobody's the same. But I think you were just in a situation where there was an incumbent and there was, what the problem is it's tough to get incumbents out.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
even
It
on the state level or the federal level. But we've seen people come in and revolutionize districts. Like where we've seen Byron Donalds come up.
yeah, I got
And
to
he
meet
was,
him.
where was he like 8 years ago? He was nowhere.
Well, that's what I was
People
gonna
like
say. This
Anna
when I
Paulina
ran, this was
Luna.
5 years ago.
It, yeah, like APL is in my district,
Mhm.
and this was a blue district 5 years ago. It was
Mhm.
it was light blue, not like dark blue, but it was light blue, and it had been light blue for quite a few cycles.
Mhm.
So when she didn't win the first time she ran around, I don't remember her winning the second
She
time
didn't.
because
She won the second time.
You
yeah,
talking
I
about
actually was
who are
one of
you talking about?
Anna
APL,
Paulina Luna.
I used to
Anna
get
I'm
her
Paulina.
sorry.
mail all the time. We would get each other's
Yeah.
mail.
So
I
and then
think
she's
I
another
would say,
minority. So I'm
yeah,
saying I think the opportunity to steal a district probably
Well, you
who knows?
100%.
I
almost
mean,
never win
it,
as a first time
yeah,
candidate.
it's very
It
tough.
to get so just to put it in perspective though. I ran a very long campaign because I knew I had no name recognition. I was projecting at 40 something percent as a first time.
It's
I
actually
ended up,
fantastic when you think
yeah,
about it.
cause that means if I ran the second time in not this coming primary, but the last one, I would have obviously killed him. But the when I left that night, that election
No,
night, getting phone calls from a
YouTube,
bunch.
not literally kill anybody, YouTube, you fuckers. But go ahead.
Oh,
Right.
sorry,
No, we don't
man.
care about Rumble. It's
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
Fuck them.
Okay.
Anyway, we don't care. Say what you want.
I'm free speech, baby. I'd be forgetting to be
No, no,
careful.
we don't give a fuck. Keep saying it. It's my responsibility. You keep saying what you want. It's my
No,
Got
responsibility to
you.
yeah, you'd
respond.
be
I got
surprised.
you. You there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was just gonna
You were saying
say.
that if you would have ran the second time, you probably would have destroyed him.
Well, yeah, and it's just after that night the election was over, I was getting calls that I did not expect to get from, various people, and they were like, "We just want you to know, like, you're like a legend behind the scenes because nobody gets even close to 10%." And I walked out of there with 22. And so, and I mean, I was just everybody tried talking me out of it. Trump tried talking me out of it. Roger Stone tried talking me out of it, and what made me end up with Roger Stone's endorsement and Judge Joe Brown and all them is because they were trying to talk me out of it, and I was saying no. They were like, "This is the thing that's convincing me that you are the one,
Right.
because you aren't even
Yeah.
listening to us." So,
They actually were
Yeah.
testing your chops with that. They were testing
I
your
guess
chops to see if you
so.
had what it is that you, and they jumped right on board
I guess
with
that's
you.
what it was,
Yeah. Well,
So
you
Yeah.
obviously have the chops, so I don't think that's an issue.
I'm just angry, man. This country, I was born in 1985. It was such an amazing time to grow up in the 90s, and just to, see my perspective as a mixed girl. Like, my life,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very early on, there was a couple things that happened I didn't know that were racist, that were glaringly obviously now that I look back. But through the years, like, it got great. I'm like, the things are pretty good. Like, everybody's pretty awesome. And just to see how perverted everything has gotten and how divisive it's gotten on race, it
Well,
kills me. It breaks my heart, and I don't want my children to have to inherit communities like this. So I'll
well,
never stop,
you know who's at fault for that, right?
the boomers.
No, it's not the boomers. Okay, well, one boomer in
Uh,
particular. Actually, he's not even a boomer. He's probably Gen X, like me and Scott. Okay, is he in his 60s? Jonathan, let us know if fucking dickhead Obama is what do you call it? He set us back. He set race relations back to the 1960s. We were in a good place.
he
Okay,
did.
Yeah, he ruined
because
everything.
we're gonna
He
tell
did.
you now. Now, Red Day and I got to tell you because we're Gen Xers and we're in our 50s. Okay, we might not look it, but we're in our 50s. All right. But trust me, we came out this last election to actually help push Trump across the board, because he had it, but we wanted to make sure we came out and we were vocal about it. He set race relations back to the 1960s. When he
Yeah,
got elected, I didn't elect him. I have never elected a Democrat in my life. Okay, never will. All right, there's been conservative. My family has never been on that plantation. We're Puerto Rican from New York. Okay, and we've just never been on that plantation. With that said, I understood the
right,
significance of him getting elected. Okay, when he did. All right, it was a
right.
very important. It was a very important progression in our
Mhm.
nation's history that day. Even though I knew because I
Right,
paid
right.
attention to current events. I paid
Mhm.
attention to him. I knew exactly what kind of Marxist he was. He was the slick kind, okay, who
Right.
will talk out of
Yes.
both sides of his
Yeah.
mouth and stuff like
Yes.
that. I knew exactly
Sweet
who he
words.
was.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he was just sweet words. Like that's a great way to
Mhm.
put it. Sweet words all the time.
Yep.
All right. With that said, I understood the significance, and it took him less than fucking 4 years to fuck that all up.
Yeah.
He set us back. Okay, he started with the bullshit with Trayvon could be my son. He had a homeboy in freaking Massachusetts, I think it was, that was fucking a DUI or some shit, and the
Trayvon
cop
could
was
be
like,
my son.
yeah,
Bleh.
and then
Barf.
you know, he was wrong on absolutely every time he spoke out. He was wrong. Once the facts came out afterwards,
Yeah,
he was
Mhm.
always wrong, and he set us back to the 1960s, and we
he
are
did.
where we are right now with race relations once again because of him specifically.
Oh, check this out. You'll love this. Because this was during Obama. So when I was born in 85, right, this was a time where whatever your dad is, that's what they put your race on your birth certificate. So my dad's white. My birth certificate says white. I
Right.
can look white. I can look black. I can look Indian. Just depends on the light. But so I'm like, I'm serious. I felt bad for Kamala for during that whole thing. That was the one thing I was like, I understand this because she's Caribbean American like me. And I'm like, they don't understand that it just depends on the light. She's gonna look like three different people, but but
Well, they said she was black, not Caribbean.
yeah,
Yep.
she
Yep.
pandered to it though. That's her thing. She
Uh, uh,
pandered
uh,
to it.
uh,
But when I was in my early 20s with my second child, I was working, but single mom. We mean his dad weren't married or whatever. So I needed assistance. Genuinely, wasn't proud of it because I never had to do this before in my life, and I kept getting denied twice. And I'm like, I don't understand why I keep getting denied because I meet the qualifications. And my dad, for the first time in his entire life, was like, I hate to tell you to do this, but this is just the world we're living in now. He goes, this is during Obama. He was like, change the application, put on there that you're black. I got approved immediately.
yep.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And
That
that was
tracks.
that was when it was tangible to me. Oh, this is real what our government is doing. They're holding us back. They're keeping us on the plantation on purpose.
Yep.
Mhm.
As all by design. That's
Yeah.
another talk show that we could probably talk at length about with that one, because one of the
Right.
things that Scott and I are constantly talking about is the, yeah, I always say it. Scott fucking he jumps into is that Marxism
Mm-hmm.
has been in effect, and they since the late 19th century they have been invading all of the institutions of the United States. They played the long game. We're just seeing it play out right now, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just up to us. We sat back for way too long as a populace, okay, letting
Yeah.
shit happen, and now it's just
Complacent.
time to fight. What's going on, cowgirl? Good to see you. But Red Day, you had some rants going on tonight. I don't know if you have any questions for Luna before you get into your rants.
My God. Well, you know what? I mean, I'll just say this too. You have time if you ever think about getting back and getting involved. Maybe it may not be on such a big scale, but there's always like the local government
Oh
Correct.
yeah,
could
yeah.
use somebody like you. We
Absolutely.
definitely need good people like on school boards, on city councils, things like that. And I feel bad. I don't know. I don't know. I know you mentioned your district, but what like cities are where you are in Florida?
So Jacksonville,
Said northeastern Jacksonville,
right.
yeah.
Okay,
So
Jacksonville,
Jacksonville's the
that
big
far up.
metro area. Yeah. So I mean, it goes all the way up to that northeast corner by Savannah, Georgia, right there, St.
Mhm.
Mary's, and then it goes all the way over to, I mean,
Um,
pretty far. Goes all the way down to St. Augustine, so it's a pretty large district. To run a congressional campaign for that size district, you needed minimum like 250,000 minimum, just minimum,
Right.
and I had to do it very frugally off 80 something
mhm.
thousand. So it can be done.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, it's a shame,
yeah,
but like I said, even if it's not maybe another run at like the congressional side of it, it's
I
think
thought
of
about it.
you can think about it, and you know what your
I'm
kids
gonna
once
put
maybe
this
they're a
out
little
there
bit older,
publicly though.
maybe.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
So,
The family that orchestrated what happened to me on at the local point
mhm,
is who funds those local seats. So the
gotcha.
wife just won a state house seat. So as they move away from local and I can keep networking, that's something a different story, but I would need all new allies at this point. But
I'll be right
also,
back. Keep
well,
going.
I will not.
you're gonna get a good one.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Hey,
get a good one because you know what? By next year, we could be looking at Governor Donald's,
I know,
and he's as long as he doesn't have like a big skeleton come out of his closet.
right,
I think it's a done deal.
right,
And once he becomes governor,
right.
Florida GOP is going to mold under his image and mold under his direction,
Yes,
and you're going to
yes.
see that. And you know what? You've met
That would
him
be a good
before.
time for me. Yes, yes.
It could be very different. A lot of the old guard may not be quite might not be as business as
Exactly.
usual then.
Yeah, it's all about timing sometimes. I knew I
Mhm.
knew when I ran the first time I wasn't going to win, but it's strategic. It was a lot of work that wasn't without a payoff. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
in the meantime, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I'm doing, that actually matter. And it kind of feels
Right.
safer that way. You got to have a really strong relationship, really strong marriage if you're in politics because they will try. I'm telling you, they just short of unaliving you. They will try it. I'm telling you. They will. I mean, there were times I mean, I didn't even know if I should leave my house. Not because of leftists. They loved me because they were like, well, at least she's young and at least she's, a woman and at least she's a Lopez and at least she's brown. Like that's all they cared about. Since it was a woman
Yeah.
primary, they
They
were
thought you
like,
were one of them.
right. They were like, oh, we're just going to vote for her. So it wasn't them. It was like how deep it was at a federal level who was doing what they were doing to me. I mean, it was
Mhm.
pretty scary. So,
Oh yeah.
you
The
know,
worst part of it all, I mean, well, not the worst part, but just the most disappointing thing was probably just the fact I kind of figured that because I've been I don't know if you know this, but I've been following you since back then,
okay.
and I was
Yeah.
following you during the campaign. I remember you putting up videos, about stuff, and I don't know,
Thank
back
you.
then I didn't know much about the other all the other parts of the state like I do now, but
Mhm. Oh
I
yeah.
remember it kind of like you were running one day, and then I think I remember your video saying that you were not running anymore. And I ever since then, I always thought to myself, I wonder if she actually got any support from
Oh
like the
yeah.
GOP or something like that. I wondered how much they were
They were
behind
so
her because it
divided, they were
was a
divided, like,
shame.
the GOP in other districts were rooting for me,
Mhm.
like, Matt Gaetz was like him and his wife had a private conversation with me, they were like, "I don't wanna
Nice.
say much, but all I can
Hmm.
tell you is we know what's happening to you and just keep fighting," and, it's just the congressional seat I was running for was valued at, like, $93 billion, and all I gotta say is there's a reason why it's a bloodline thing. There's a reason why it's an establishment thing. They're not going to let go of that kind of money really easily. And for we, the
Hmm.
people, to become part of the government, I mean, you're trying to join the biggest, most powerful gang on the planet. It's like you don't just waltz in, you got to earn it. You got to like fight for it. Thank you.
Money makes the
Yeah.
fucking world turn with a lot
Yeah,
of this
because 'cause they're
stuff,
not gonna
especially in
let that kind of
politics.
money go, and then they see,
Hmm.
"Oh, Luna Lopez is not a backroom door deal maker, like,
Correct.
she's ungovernable, she's gonna
Hmm.
go with what the people want," and
No,
that was what scared him the most was how ungovernable I
ungovernable,
am. Yeah.
I, I think that what Scott said before.
uncontrollable.
Yeah, what Scott said before I left, I think that you would probably absolutely devastate break the machine, like what this podcast is called, break the machine, okay,
Rock
on a
on.
local level first, because I think one of the things Scott and I are always talking about, no matter who we have on the show, no matter what we're talking about, we're always stressing to our audience, okay,
Mhm.
about local elections and how important they are, how they're more important, okay, than anything national. Not that the national elections aren't important, because they are, but it's so, if you want to make actual real change, you have to start in your village, in your towns, okay, in particular with your judges and your DAs, because on those levels the judges are actually electable. They're not being appointed. You can get a chance to elect
Right.
somebody who's actually going to prosecute people and actually interpret the law correctly. All right, same thing with the DAs. Your sheriffs, if you want policing in your county to be great, you have to elect the right sheriffs and stuff like that. So these are
Mhm.
things that we're constantly trying to tell our viewers: pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. This is what you got to pay attention. Not that you shouldn't pay attention to what's going on nationally, because we should, but locally is where it's at, and that's where it's
Well,
going to be. I think you would absolutely fucking wreck shop, okay, locally.
thank you. I'm like I said, it's not off the table, but you guys got to keep doing what you're doing. Don't have an end date. Just keep doing it for as long as you're called for it, because what's happening on the local level around the country, to your point about, nobody it, something about not everyone cares about what's happening nationally. It's really important to care about what's happening nationally because those are precursors, those are behavior sets you can watch. That's
Correct.
math.
Correct.
You know,
That is
you
good. That's a good way to
how
put it.
how is it moving and flowing around the country, and when is it coming to your area? Because one of the things that I'm incredibly like raged about every day is the fact that, do you know how many Islamic mayors we have in our country?
Yep.
It's a
No, that's
problem.
here we
It's
go.
a
We're about to get
problem.
fuck. Okay, fam, we're about to get really raw with this shit because it is a fucking problem.
Yay.
Um,
Yay.
It is a problem, okay? Um, uh, Sharia law has no fucking place in the United States.
Nope.
And Islam, to me, listen, I catch a lot of hate because I'm Catholic, and nobody's gonna stray me away from being a Catholic, okay? I have my issues with the Catholic Church. I'm very vocal about that and stuff like
Mhm.
that, but I've never stopped being one.
Mhm.
And I will say this, just as a Christian in general, all right, we are in a Christian nation, okay, and Islam has no fucking place. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm against freaking, the First Amendment. I understand the First Amendment,
Right.
how it works, but my thing is, if you can't come and embrace our culture, all right, and embrace being American, regardless of your
mhm.
religion, regardless of your creed, whatever it is, all right, then I have a fucking problem with that. And there's no way in the hell that I'm ever going to support Sharia law anywhere in this nation. I know that's an issue like in Texas, but like you just said, you just hit something. That's an issue. All you have to do is look in Michigan,
Yep.
okay? Look at what's going on in Minnesota, all right, to understand that there is a fucking problem that needs to get corrected like
Right.
immediately.
Exactly. No, it's wild. It's been systematically happening very slowly. They didn't just bombard us with it because then we would
Nope.
notice,
No,
so Sharia
we
law,
went along them.
huh?
So they're
playing the
playing the
long game.
long game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, they
because they're
have
right.
to.
You got to understand though too that they're Sharia, like Islam and communism and Marxism go hand in hand with each other.
Right.
Okay,
It's
and
their spiritual
they've learned
duty.
from, yes, they've learned from the Marxists throughout the world and here in the United States to play the long game, like we were talking about earlier.
It just doesn't work, like, especially a country like ours, like, just dropping that on us, like, no, that they wouldn't. This no, like, abrupt invasion's gonna work. Like, they would have to do a slow trickle so you don't notice. And it's just, back to the point about it being part of their religion, like, what they're doing, the Islam is trying to, the genocide of Christians they're doing around the world, like, like
Yep.
Nigeria too, like this, they're never gonna stop because your religion demands this of them. So if they become a mayor, how does that go hand in hand with our constitution? You literally have to get rid of our entire constitution to make Sharia law work. Like, because the two are a complete contradiction. They don't coexist because one is based off the Bible and the other one's based off extremist terrorism. So there's just no way it would work. And I want to know what's
Well,
happening in
Islam.
these cities where these Islamic mayors are. Like, what's really happening? Because
Well,
the Middle East in the 70s didn't look like it looks now.
I will
These
tell you
women
exactly
dressed
what's
like
happening.
me.
I'll give you hopefully it's a good enough answer. Okay. But Islam itself was born out of violence, right? Like, so we all know that. Those of us who actually pay attention and read history and whatnot,
Right.
we understand that.
Right.
Okay, that it was born out of violence. All right. With that said, what has happened here in the US with the Islamic movement, okay, is one, apathy, and the DEI, which was called fucking something else, and now it's called Bridge, okay, that has been something that has been going on for decades, all right, and
Mm-hmm.
it is the essentially we have to be politically correct. Political correctness in this country has allowed this shit to happen,
I've never
okay,
gotten
with
good at
no
that.
pushback.
Um,
Say again.
I've never been good at that.
Yeah,
mm,
no political correction over here on this show. I agree with you 100%. I'm not good at political correctness, but
no.
it is something that has gone on for decades. And
Yeah.
because, like I said earlier, that Islam, okay, is hand in hand with Marxism. They
Right.
have, if you look at the history, they're tied at the hip with socialism in general. Okay, with whether it was with the Nazis, it doesn't matter. Okay, they have been tied at the hip with socialism as a whole. All right,
Right.
so they played the long game, and we as a nation, not all of us, obviously, not us three on this fucking panel, okay, have sat back with political correct bullshit and not pushed back on it. That is why we are where we're at right now. And now we're in a fucking problem. We got a, not everywhere, but we got a problem in certain places that we absolutely must fight back.
I like
No.
Fezzik's comment because he's not wrong. It's the extremists. It's the same thing with the Zionists. It's not the Jews, it's the Zionists. It's not the Islamists, it's the extremists using that religion as the justification, because he brings up a great point. We created ISIS, Hamas, and Al Qaeda. Exactly. So it's like, when you have a culture that takes their religion so seriously, I feel like, especially from growing up in a cult, it's way easier to radicalize them because they're already born under the subcontext of every choice you make is religious. They're getting taught that from birth.
They've never had think okay, but to just to kind of push back, they have never had a reformation at all in Islam whatsoever. No reformation whatsoever.
That's
Okay,
true.
so
It's
there is
like
no
still kind of
adjustment.
outdated.
There is no adjust. There
It's
has
gotten
been no
worse.
adjustment. Some people might say,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, that's a good thing." There has been no adjustment. It has been,
It's gotten
but think all
worse,
we have to
though,
do is
I
kind of
think.
look at the things. We could kind of look at things, right, and how they fucking move. All you have to do is pay attention to how they move. All right. So you said something important. Okay.
Mhm.
Obviously, we can't label every single Muslim like that. With that said, the fucking so-called peaceful Muslims are watching this happen not only throughout the world but here in the United States
Good point.
and letting it happen.
Good point. So I shared on my channel over with Thirst Trap News, because
That's a good point.
I
Fez I will agree with Fezek 82. Islam was
yeah,
infiltrated by the same people who infiltrated, but okay, but they were able to infiltrate fucking Islam and go along perfectly because like I said, Islam and Marxism, socialism go fucking hand in hand
I
with each other,
know.
and that is just a historical
Mm-hmm.
thing. Go ahead, Luna. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. It's your show. I'm just here to enjoy the time, But I was just gonna say I'm doing a reading of like the Talmud on my show because I'm trying to like go to the source with that side end of it, and I recently had the idea maybe I should look into getting some of the Islamic religious material and doing a series on that, because I think a lot of people have questions about it, like how can
Good.
you know what I'm saying, and it's good to read it as a Christian because they try to claim, or at least I've been told, that there's some sort of crossover between Islam and Christianity. And, I don't know if I believe that. So that's why I want to read
I
it
don't think so at
because,
all. As a
yeah,
Christian, and
yeah,
and El Pena 88, you're 100% correct. I saw that with the fucking Vatican opening up a space for the Muslims to worship in the
It's
Vatican.
crazy.
That to me is fucking
So
sacrilegious.
sickening.
I'm
Again,
not a
that's to me.
Catholic,
That's how I
but
feel.
I don't understand it. I'm
It,
like,
there's
this
Makes
is,
no
I
sense.
can't
there's
even,
nothing to understand that is just straight up fucking stupidity, and it goes
right.
back to the political correctness shit that I was talking about earlier.
Hmm.
But I want to do some diving into that because I want to see some eyewitness of this. I need to find a video. I'm like, this has
I
got to
will
be
tell you this.
unbelievable to see Muslims praying in the Vatican on the ground.
I will tell you this though, okay?
It's gonna happen.
A lot of the younger Catholics are not fucking in agreement, and it's okay. People think that the older Catholics, for whatever reason, didn't disagree with the church. It's okay, no matter whether you're Catholic, a Protestant, doesn't matter. It is okay for you to disagree with something that is going on in your church. Okay, there's
Yes,
nothing wrong. There's nothing in the Bible that prevents us from fucking disagreeing with the church, regardless
the
of the
Bible actually
denomination.
encourages that you question the
Correct.
Hmm.
scriptures. So, if a
Yeah.
religion is telling you that you can't question their decisions, that is one of the number one markers to a cult. If you're not allowed to use
Hmm.
critical thinking or do outside research. No, there is not one organization or one person that is free from blame. There's things about Trump that I absolutely love, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know, what are you
And we all do
doing?
that.
So
We all
it's
Oh my
do
right.
that.
God.
So I just don't think like if you're like blindly following something, like I feel like a lot of the older Catholics or the older religious people, that's how they were raised to be. They just don't question it. We've been through so much over since the freaking 80s. I don't know. I'm talking
More
about
than that,
our yeah, I know. I just mean like, our us. We've been through
historical point, Luna, we have this infiltration that Fezcak and everybody are talking about that I mentioned has been going on since the late 19th centuries. They have infiltrated
Oh, no, you're right.
absolutely every
Yes.
single
You're right.
institution,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
including our churches, regardless of the denomination. All right, because one of the fucking you
The
destroy the
Zionists
church.
actually.
You destroy. It's not even just it's.
No,
I'm
they're
talking
in
about
like
Marxism.
education, healthcare, music, all of it. But I know what you're
I'm
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Marxism in general has been
Yeah.
absolute. They have absolutely went out of their way to destroy. They destroyed the nuclear family in this nation. Okay, they destroyed our education. Okay, and they have destroyed religion in this. Obviously, not for all of us. Okay, but they have destroyed religion. Those are one of the three biggest tenets. Okay, in the Marxist movement is to destroy that because who has actually pushed back against Marxism throughout history? It has been the
Yeah.
church. Regardless of
Right.
the church, it has been the church. Period.
And then you had Biden with his VP being the daughter of like some hailed Marxist, and like she like was raised from birth to be a Marxist. Like they put a mind virus and hit deploy, and it went
Um,
out through our phones and TVs and got our Gen Z real hardcore. I feel so bad for Gen Z, what they're dealing with mentally. They don't even really understand what Marxism is, because it's funny to me, a lot of these Gen Zers that are huge Marxists are like the LGBTQ parade people, and if they were to be living in a Marxist country, they'd be hung. Like, so they
So
don't
true.
even really understand what it is.
It's
So
true.
we have to keep talking about this
hmm
stuff. Sometimes the truth hurts, and that's
It
okay.
is. It is why I started this. I started what this show actually took off when honestly when fucking Scott came on board. We took off. We actually are
There you
celebrating our
go,
1 year
Scott.
anniversary on Monday. Okay, but
Nice.
like I started my channel early last year in 2024 because to
Uh-huh.
me I just felt God was talking to me to use your mouth, use your
There you
knowledge,
go.
use your history that you know to try to educate as many people as you can. If you get one or two people to listen to you, then fine. That's just you did your work. and I started making videos. One of the things that you mentioned Gen Z. One of my first videos I ever made was called Gen Z Bringing Jesus Back. They're looking for more tradition. Okay,
Nice.
they are looking for more. They're looking for more. Just solidarity amongst each other and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So
They
that
are
is the thing.
spiritually hungry. You can tell.
They are
They
very
they
spiritually
know
hungry.
something's lacking there.
Correct. And they have been turning to more traditional religions and stuff like that,
Mhm.
regardless. All right. So they're looking for that. And I
You're
think we
right.
saw that
Yeah.
played out. We saw that play out in the last election.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2024, we actually saw that. So, again, it's up to us as the older generation to continue to fucking feed them with as much of the truth as possible so that they can move on past the malaise that they were in. They
Yes.
felt that they were in. We want to understand that I don't ever tell people that the American dream is fucking over. It's not. Okay, it has
Same,
been
same.
it is absolutely suppressed in this nation,
Agreed.
but it is because we have sat back and done absolutely nothing to make sure that our fucking the next generations, okay, can enjoy the fruit of the labors that some of us did, okay, and enjoy
It's like that
fucking
circle
the generations before
about
us.
the hard
Correct.
times brings tough
Yes.
men and that
Yeah.
whole cycle of things. And I think I don't know if it was in The Art of War or this book I read on Roman history. It was one of the two, but it was basically it's a tactic by the government though to keep them like it was a quote on like keep them fat uh and entertained and like basically keep the food, the beer and the entertainment flowing. You can keep them
Distracted.
busy and distracted, and then you go in and fuck their whole world up with what and then it's been and every time it's always foreign entities that are doing it
Yeah.
to whatever the nation is the target. And then I don't know why people think with looking at the past that it just wouldn't repeat, like, oh no, American government and we're immune to, we wouldn't do things like that, they wouldn't do things
But
like that.
but
And
here's the thing. Here's the thing about our system. Okay, the mechanisms have not been changed at all. We as a
nah,
populace, I say this all the time. Scott will he can chime in at some point because he's got some rants we got to get going on soon anyway.
he's
Okay,
chomping.
yeah, we got to get him
Always
rolling.
hungry.
We have not had a fucking Red Day rant in a long time, so I can't wait to hear all of this shit. All right,
Oh
but
no.
we as a
I'm
populace,
here for
okay,
it.
we as a populace have sat back for almost 100 years, okay, and just let the fucking our noble class, okay, our politicians
It
do
was the
whatever we want.
Romans, thank you, chat.
Yeah, we have not. Oh, the Roman Empire. I
Hmm.
too think about that. Yeah, That's Jonathan is our local historian. Same thing with Conserve Reality.
Thank you,
Okay,
Jonathan.
they're both fucking on top of shit all the time. Uh, but we have sat back and have been just complacent for almost
Hmm.
100, actually over 100 years now, when you think about it, and
Yep.
have just let people. We don't hold politicians responsible like we used to do. The
Just
minute we
trust
start
them.
doing that again, we're afraid of the pain that will come when we start doing that. There will be some pain, and there has to be. We have to be willing to
Hmm.
go
I'm
through that.
ready for it though, dude. Like we have some rights in the Constitution, and like that
And
second
there's
one. I'm over here like, okay.
and they have not been changed. This is why I say the mechanism for us to actually make change again and positive change in this nation,
Well,
okay, has
we
not
need
disappeared.
warriors. We need many more bravery and a lot more courage,
Correct. I
because
agree with you 100% on that
you
one.
know, you know what happened? The sad thing about J6, I was supposed to go to J6. I was in the middle of a campaign. I got a
We
phone
we
call.
we've had quite a few J6ers on the show to tell their stories.
I'm very good friends with some of the gentlemen that tried to save Roseanne Boylan from being
Mm.
stomped to death. But
Yeah,
and
she got
that's why
killed. She was murdered.
yeah, my friend got put in jail for trying to stop the supposed police from kicking her ass, which we find out, that those were FBI employees that were forced
It's like
to go do
200,
riot
was it
control.
like 297 FBI agents? We've been trying to tell people
Forced
on the show
to
forever.
go do riot
Okay.
control. They don't know what they're doing and they're just wailing on Roseanne Boylan, and she's overweight. She cannot, woman is
Well,
not a threat, right? She's not they're just going to town. And so with J6, that opened my eyes to a lot of things, because what they did was orchestrated something to show you, if you even think about it, this is what we're going to do
Correct.
to you. If you even think about coming here and taking your house back.
Yeah. No, no, you're absolutely correct.
Yep.
Not only J6, but just we watched the lawfare with Trump and anybody else that was associated
Oh,
with him. Okay,
yes.
over the last 4 years, it was meant to intimidate the populace. With that said, I
Exactly.
am glad that the populace rose in
Bravo.
in fucking 2024 and said fuck you, okay? And we have to
That
just
map
continue to
was
tell them to go
red.
fuck themselves. Yeah, we have to continue to tell these people to go fuck themselves, right? Because that's what it's all about.
I
Okay,
was
it's
I
like
was
we're not going to stand
genuinely
by it.
terrified for our country when 2020 happened. I knew I got a phone call not to go. So I knew before the riot happened that something was going to happen, because I got warned by a DC person through two other people not to go. And I was so,
Not surprised.
yeah, it was totally planned.
Mm-hmm. I kind of felt
My
like that too.
my heart, I know for a fact, because how could they know to this was a DC lawyer that got to me, a couple
I'll
people
be right
removed.
back. Keep going, Luna.
So
Yeah.
it was a sad day for me when I saw what happened, because I was like, if the American people really are this weak mentally to believe that this actually was a legitimate, attempt to cause terror on our lawmakers, then we're fucked. Because number one, there's just so much logic you can use. Number one, and that's our house. We can go wherever the hell we want in our house. We
Yeah.
pay for that house. It's ours. But if we have a tyrannical government, right, and we need to do that one day, we're dealing with a population of people who are like, oh no, well, we can't do that. We can't do that. Oh no, we need to be. No, that's what they were doing. They were after showing you, we will not let you dismantle, whatever the Second Amendment. It's late at
Yeah.
night. I had a migraine all day, but you know what I'm getting at is
Mhm.
I I had to, I mean, every minute of my life at that point was getting those people out of the DC gulag
Mhm.
and exposing every single compromised congressperson and senate person. Because when Obama was in office, more than half were registered with the CCP, both parties. And
Mhm.
then now with Biden, look at how many Islamists we have in office. So, and Zionists. So
Pretty
it's
scary.
just, yeah, we obviously are not being run. If we have a government that's going to say, look, we're going to orchestrate this whole event on J6, then you have all these Islamic people down to the local level and communists registered with the Chinese Communist Party. This is clearly not a
Mhm.
government being run by America at all. This government is not ours, because
No.
Donald Trump is showing everybody, look at how easy it is for him. Executive order after executive order. Everything the Democrats said they could have done, they could have done it. It was all a game. It's not
Yeah.
everything that they are actually doing is to benefit foreign nations and not Americans,
Yep.
Yeah, I
including
missed
making you
everything. So
afraid to stand up to
It's true.
them. So,
Yeah.
put that piece in, you'll never stand up to them ever again. If you have people put in prison for years after this event, being tortured to keep them silent.
Um,
we got
the,
we
the
got a
thing is, it's
J6er coming on Monday with us.
Who? Yo, really? Okay,
we had several J6ers this past year come on to tell their stories,
Yeah,
and it's
good.
pretty sad. A lot of them.
yeah.
I'm grateful for you guys for doing that, because people
And
need
we
to know
got
the truth about
You
what
know what?
happened.
we
It's
got one coming on with
the
us who's been a
unfortunate
friend, who's
thing.
not only a friend of the show, but he's a friend of ours. So he's become a
Yeah.
friend of ours. So we're bringing him on for our
Very good.
Monday show. Go ahead, Red Day, and then I gotta
The thing,
just fucking
I was just gonna say, you know what? The unfortunate kind of tightrope we have to. Now we don't have to walk it, but we kind of forced to walk it. Is that I know people. There's a very large MAGA component out there that wants an eye for an eye justice. They
Mm.
want and trust me, there's a big part of me that wants it too. That wants, the people that perpetrated the J6 thing. We want all of those people to suffer the same way that the
It's high
people
treason,
did.
in my opinion.
Yeah, but not even just a matter of, oh, let's find them guilty already. I mean, I literally, I'm not saying I want it 100%. I'm just saying there's a part of me that wants it where those people that perpetrated that, let them spend the next 4 years in the DC gulag, you know.
Yep.
And I'm talking whether it's the jailers who unjustly jailed them, whether it's the politicians who lobbied them for to be in jail, the corrupt FBI agents that you know took them there and didn't give them anything, the judges that wouldn't even allow due process to happen, and we know that there's plenty of them that they wouldn't allow evidence to be submitted, they wouldn't
Right.
allow regular jurisprudence to take place,
Right.
all of them. And yet and at the same time, it's like we can't be exactly like them. We just
Sure.
can't. And that's what I wrestle with. It's like I want pie for a pie justice. What do you want? Stupidly, eye for an eye. I want exactly to happen to them, but at the same time, I'm just like it's not being
I
Catholic or Christian or anything like that. It's just a matter of
Of course not, because that's just
No,
law of
we want
that's
nature.
normal
That's
justice.
just the
basic
law
law
of
of
And the way
nature.
nature.
Trump
Right,
Correct.
and what
exactly.
what Trump is doing, Trump is trying not to cut any corners. He's going
Yeah,
after people first that literally have black and white cases. I mean, we saw Bolton
right.
finally get indicted. Why? He's fucking black and white. He did the crime. Letitia James, she did the crime. It's
Yep,
in
Yep.
black and white.
yep.
He's going after people that it's so plain that they committed crime. They just how yeah, I know, yeah,
It,
it's probably
it's
because
so
they fucked him too. Who cares? I don't care how he gets them, as long as he gets them. But there's people that want him to go so far. He needs to be doing so much more. Dude, we don't we don't want the next. God forbid, we don't win in 2028. We don't want the next term to
right,
come in and undo with a swipe of a pen everything that
right.
he's done. You know,
I think that's
do it,
why
make it
the
stick.
vengeance is good. I think the
Make it
vengeance
stick,
that he's
though.
on is good. I think the retribution
It
is good because it's gonna
it's
put into it's gonna show this is what's gonna happen to you if you do this. It's kind of funny how they say, "Oh, he's just trying to, this is just his vengeance." But I'm sorry, but if I was accused and charged of something I didn't do, and I got what do they call it when they acquitted of it, I would be on a vengeance too for what they did to him. If they did that to me, I'm on a vengeance for what they did do to me, because now Pam Bondi, she was talking in her hearing about the investigation they've been doing on all the spying of the opposition. I was in that. I was part
Hmm.
of that. Trump
Yep.
was part of that. I was part of that. um they this if he has to do that, take vengeance, I'm good with it. I'm good with it because that's
Yeah.
going to let people know in the future this is what we're going to do.
it's there's a and I've said this a bunch of times on the show. There's a such thing called righteous anger, right? And I think many
Hmm.
of us have that. Okay.
We
I
have
have a
it.
And
phrase
it
too. I
Mhm.
call it
and
holy anger.
yeah, we've been in a position where Scott and I again have talked about this offline, about how we had to fucking sit back and take it on the chin, okay,
Right.
for the last 10 years. It's not
Trying
even
to
just
be
the
good
last 4 years, for
Christians.
fucking 10 years. Okay, we've been taking it on the chin, and it's just our
Right.
turn. But to add to what Scott is talking about, all right. Again, it's the long game that him and I always talk about. We
Hmm.
understand that we want to just fucking burn it all down. It would be great
Right,
if
I
we could
know.
just burn it all down. That would
Ah,
be fantastic if we could just watch it all burn the fuck down. That's
yes,
just not how it works, unfortunately.
I know it.
Okay,
Well,
we
not
can't
how it
make
has to
changes.
work. Not how it has to work. He could do it.
Yeah, he
Like
could.
they're
He could.
they're having all these protests. This was one of the things I was going to rant about was
No
all these
kings.
fucking riots this weekend. The
Oh,
No
wait,
Kings.
wait. Incoming Red Dog, Red Day Walker rant. Here we go. Let's
I want
go.
to hear for it. Yeah.
Well, well, I guess this is one of the things I had a list here. But um, but the thing this weekend is like, dude, he's not. I mean, this is such a this is really a whole fucking weekend for out of work actors
I know.
who were working at McDonald's with their fucking PhDs, and
Right.
it's like they have nothing else to do.
I
They
know.
don't understand. What I mean, if there's anything, it's funny because we live
I
in
just
this reality where you have all these people on the left that say Trump is out of control, and you have all of MAGA over here, which by the way, we're not far right. We are moderately right. We have MAGA who is
most
saying
people are
he hasn't
central.
done enough. He hasn't done enough. You know,
Right,
people.
I
I see these
agree.
posts. Yeah, I mean, if you've been on TikTok at all, I see people asking every day, "Are you getting what you voted for?" People are saying, "No," for completely opposite reasons.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
because no, of course, no Democrat wanted anything he's doing,
right, right.
and no, from most of MAGA saying he hasn't done enough. Yeah, I want more of this. They're saying like all the stupidity with with what do you call it, with ICE. He's good. He's not doing enough. More of it, please. Every time I see a page where they're showing like, someone getting carried away, I'm
I
like,
have to, I will
a
say
left
though,
page.
the amount of stuff we have going on though, like 4 years, it's like not as like he
We're
I
not
think
even one full year in.
I think
We're
he's
only 9
moving
months
pretty
in.
quick. I mean,
We're
he is
9 months
doing
in.
he's doing a lot, but I hear you. I agree. I agree with you. I really do.
It is but it goes back to the burn it all down because that again we
I
want
know.
it's that natural feeling because we've been sitting on our fucking heels for 10 years. Okay, we want it burned all down,
Oh,
but
I
it's
know.
just that
Yes.
is not it's not possible to do
Yeah.
that. We can do that,
Right.
right? We can do that. Then what? That
But
is
I
the answer.
think
Then what?
honestly, if you really want me to say my opinions on that, because I like
Of
have
course.
very strong opinions on this.
Absolutely.
Say it.
Um, I'm very much a classical type person. Like I like uber masculinity. I like uber femininity. I like men capable of violence. When the COVID thing went down, okay, I was
Mhm.
like, this is my position on it. I'm like, okay, if you want to take the jab, take the jab.
Sure.
Go right
Absolutely.
ahead.
It's
Yeah,
your,
Go
it's your
take
right ahead.
it.
prerogative.
Take that jab. You do that, right? And then the other side of me was like, I don't think we should have vaccines because honestly, nature will do the job. I mean, seriously, if X amount of people die from
Mhm.
XYZ virus, then they can't have babies that are not immune, right? Because they're dead. So,
It's
like,
natural
all the
selection.
survivors correct. So, I have, like, one part of my brain that, like, it comes into play with this kind of stuff because it's like, okay, we don't want all these bad things to come of what would actually mean if we were to do this. Like, if someone were to go hit the red button that turns the whole world off. But I think we actually do need this psychologically, but mostly spiritually because we have completely forgotten who God is. We worship money and the smartphone. And
Yeah.
it, it's because of what it enables us. It enables us to do. And I grew up very rural. I lived on the land and I miss it. I've been living in suburbia for 10 years and I mentally and emotionally and spiritually can feel the difference. It's like the Truman Show. It is literally like the Stepford neighborhood. If we were to turn everything off, turn these devices off, right? There'd be a lot of chaos. Oh yeah. I've read some studies on like the time frame and within 9 months like most people will have died in the US because
9 months.
we don't
Not
know
even.
it you have the first 6 months with
Not
most
even.
of it, right? But you have the whole entire period lasting at what the models say is 9 months because we don't know how to self-sustain. We don't know direction without GPS. We don't know what time of day it is without a clock. There's a lot of basic fundamental things we've lost touch
Well,
with
they
because of technology, right? So when it comes to our spiritual connection, that would absolutely have to suffer. If you are now dependent on a technological system, when you turn all of it off,
Mhm.
and now you have to worry about what am I going to eat? Where am I going to have shelter? Who is going to kill me? Who is going to rob me? Who's going to betray
Yeah.
me? How am I going to feed this mouth that I'm now pregnant with through this rape that happened in this chaos? Like the first 9 months is going to be terrible. All the stupid and incapable, like nature will take care of that, and then you're left with the badasses, and that part is going to be have its own uncomfortability too because now you have the strong left. And then it becomes now a battle of the wills. But once that all settles, right, and everything's off still, Now it is, how do we function as a village, as a society, as the hilltop over here in, Walking
Can
Dead
I
or whatever.
I was just about to say that. Can I chime in on that really
Yeah,
quick?
go for it.
I think The Walking Dead, it was the perfect example. If you whether you read the graphic novels,
Yes, of course.
even if you watched the
Can you
shows that
see what's
didn't
behind
even
me?
really. You're right. Yeah.
The
Even
clues?
if you watch the shows that didn't really correlate all the time to the graphic novels,
Mhm.
okay, it would be just like that. Factions of
Yeah,
humanity in the United
exactly.
States and throughout the world,
Yep.
okay, you would have some factions trying to have some semblance of democracy. Well, we're a republic. We are not a democracy. You guys have heard me said that 100 fucking thousand times. I'll continue to say that. But there will be democracy. Okay, there will be factions that will take completely over and be completely brutal, okay, with anybody that comes into their camp and whatnot. You have to follow this, you have to do things this way, or we're gonna fucking kill you, or we're gonna oust you, one or the other, most
Oh,
likely
yeah.
kill you. All right, so that I think that that's how exact I think The Walking Dead is the perfect example of what would happen if
Oh, for sure.
absolutely everything fucking shut
But if
down.
you notice, before we get to that point, right? Like, go to The Walking Dead, look at the characters and look at their story. Everyone has a spiritual, like, come to Jesus moment before we even got to, like, all of the factions that formed, you know. Everyone is in this state of survival to the point where you really do become spiritually now more in one with nature. That's what we've lost. We don't have our connection to, like, we were from dust, we were created, like, we have a symbiotic relationship to this earth.
We're
We don't.
connected to man's creation, not God's creation. I
Correct,
get
that's
that.
the point I'm getting to, is, like, we need that, like, shut off, that rough period, to have that reorientation spiritually, to then have that faction area next, where we kind of reset stuff. The spiritual key is, like, a huge part of all this. And I think it's the one part we, like, talk about the least. What is our compass? Where is our North Star? What joins so many people of different cultures together? And that's faith, really. So seeing what's wrong with
Supposed
politics,
to.
that's what's wrong with politics, is they've completely forgotten spirituality. Because you can have a separation of church and state if you're spiritual, not if you're religious.
Right.
Because spirituality ascends religion. That's why you have certain Jews speaking out against the Zionists, saying, no, 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 this is not what we're about, because they're understanding the assignment spiritually. And that's spiritually, we're all realize we need to be understanding yet protective of our resources, and fight for what is good and protect the innocent from what is evil. That's really what is just, it's very simple. It's just to be loving. We all kind of, like, know that deep down if you're spiritual. So I think getting everybody to stop going on the rhetoric of left, right, Christian, pagan, Catholic, Baptist, spiritually is where we all really kind of are the same. We just kind of forgot.
Well, because people don't abide by that. People, have you seen what like churches have become? Like it
Yeah,
seems like they become very partisan
highways for
depending on what
pedophiles.
church you're in.
That's what it's
Oh,
become, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I mean, I see so much big business church, and it's just a haven for pedophiles
mhm.
in every single one of them.
Yep.
Well,
Among other things.
Red Day, you still got your list, by the way. Let me just touch up on
Yeah,
some things real quick, and then we'll let you rant because we're into the second
that's okay.
hour, and we haven't
It's
had
all good.
too many.
I
We
will
haven't
be
had the
quiet.
Red Day walkers. No, 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 no. We want to. No, you're doing fantastic, Luna. Um,
No, you're
just to
fine.
give everybody a heads up, we have on Monday. It is our 1 year anniversary. Uh, the Break the Machine podcast is a 1 year old baby, and we will have
Aw.
Blondie will be with us.
Yay.
We have the Chris Influences with us. JD Rivera will be with us. Tomley will be with us. Antoinette Jensen will be with us. Petty Crocker is going to come hang with us as well. We got a pretty good night set up for us. Saturday, you guys know I got the Salty Dog Show. We also got the, what do you call it? It's movie night on Saturday night on the Discord. Make sure you guys are signing up. It looks like The Conjuring has won. I will sit through it with you guys, even though I hate horror. I'm not a horror guy. I will sit with you guys, okay, because I will just be a faithful trooper for that. Next Wednesday, be myself and Blondie. Next Friday, it'll be me, Scott, and Athena Clark. So we got a lot of stuff coming up and whatnot over the next couple of weeks. As you guys know, October is completely filled, and we're already filling up in November. So we got a lot coming on. And again, sign up for the Discord fam. Don't forget to pick up your Scars and Stripes coffee, America, because they are all about God, family, and country. Fantastic brand. Chad Watts and his crew are absolutely incredible. So make sure you pick it up. All the links are in the description. Luna's links are in the description. Make sure you click on her links so that you follow her. I don't have her Rumble in there because I just started following her. And it's like
Shame.
shit, she's got a Rumble. I gotta absolutely put that in there. Make sure you guys are following her on Rumble, guys, because we need to push it. LoopTube is the fucking worst. We know that.
Yes.
Okay, and we want to make sure that we build her following up on
I
what do you call it
just started my
on Rumble.
Rumble. I don't judge.
That's
I
okay.
just started it. But after I'm done with this show, 30 minutes after, I'm going on my show, which I do live
Right
on
on.
Instagram.
Well, make sure that you should be broadcasting to Rumble as well at the same time
Yes,
if you
he's
can.
going to do it tonight for the first time. We're going to
Yeah,
broadcast out to all three. So I'm like
right
so
on.
excited.
Right on. Good to
That's
good to
good.
go. Thirst Trap News fam, make sure you are following her and you are following on everything. Okay,
Thank you.
Instagram. And again, if you guys are looking into EV Mux, your Rumble wasn't working. Joy K says Rumble was not working. YouTube is definitely evil.
My
So
Instagram
anyway,
is real Luna Lopez. I don't
it's
have
in
one for the
it's in
show yet.
it's in the description along with her
Yes.
band. Her band is in the description too. Make
Oh,
sure you click on
really?
her band.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay.
Yeah, I
That's
again, you
cool.
didn't have your Rumble. You didn't have your Rumble up late. So like her band,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yep.
The
I made
band
sure I
is
put
my
your
baby, it's my pet project. So like it's my little it's the thing I get embarrassed about, so just be easy. You know what I mean?
yeah. Sorry, Joy K, that your Rumble wasn't working. Rumble can be rumbling. They still got growing pains going on there.
My
But
dogs,
definitely.
their grandpa's name is Rumble.
So, into the next hour, we're about to get into the Red Dave Walker rants. He's got quite a few. He fucking brought a list tonight. All right. So, we're going to let him
Good.
roll into him. He started with the fucking No Kings protest. I'm sure it's going to go off the walls. And again, you guys always know in the second hour, you never know where we end up
Oh
in the
God.
second hour of this show.
I
Okay.
apo-
By the end, we'll be all over the place. Thanks for
I
thanks
just
for
like to
hanging out with us on
apologize.
YouTube too. Appreciate it.
I'd like to apologize to Luna now for anything I might say in the second hour.
None needed. I'm here for it. I'm excited
Well,
now.
you haven't been here in the second hour before. I don't know, Luna.
Yeah, we you don't understand, Luna. Like we're usually pretty on point with shit when we're talking, regardless of our guests. We end up in a different direction, especially on a Friday night because we've all been fucking drinking.
I'm a provocateur, so I love it. I just asked my husband the other night. I was like, "Remember that episode where I said I wanted to see Obama, the Clintons, the Cheneys, and the Bidens
Mhm.
swing from the gallows? Do you think I should cut that out?"
Yeah, nah, fucking keep it in. Fuck it. You're
YouTube would
right,
say
Red
That's what
Day.
he
YouTube would
said. He was
say
like, "Hell
no.
nah." He was like,
Nah,
"Leave
hell
that
no. Keep
shit.
that shit
First
in there.
Amendment."
Absolutely. Red Day,
Yeah.
the second hour is gonna be dedicated to your fucking rants and where we go,
Uh,
brother. Go for it.
it doesn't have to be, but um,
No, no, no. We're going to. We need the Red Day rants, man. It's rants on a Friday night. We
No
need the
where
pressure
was
rants.
the
though. No
where
pressure.
was the? Oh, you won't get a name from me. No pressure from me. I'll say whatever I want to say. That's my problem, as I say whatever I was on my mind.
Perfect. It's my kind
Um,
of people. I'm half Scottish. Come
can
on now.
can I just tell you a quick anecdote though? I don't think I ever
Go
told it
for it.
on the show. Um, December 31st, 2023. I'm sitting. It's New Year's Eve. Didn't go out, no partying or anything like that. Just I'm literally just at a family member's home. There's probably about like 7 or 8 of us there, a couple kids. We're just literally just having a night in. That's what old people do. Especially on New Year's Eve, we don't go out. So we're sitting around. I'm on my phone,
People.
I'm on my phone just swiping as I usually do at night. Just I'm looking at like political content on TikTok. Some people are playing like a board game on the at the table, and someone starts passing around this thing that's like a word search, and they're like, it's like one of those things that says, well, tell me what's the first word you see, and that's going to be it's going to be your fortune for the next year. And all these different things people are seeing. Like, I see love, I see happiness, I see wealth, I see, all these things. I was the last one, and they looked at me, and for some reason I just thought I'm gonna look at the bottom. It was a pretty big page. Says I'm gonna look at the bottom. I bet you nobody looks at the bottom first. And you know what I saw?
What?
Retribution.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
And
Yeah.
when I read that off, people were like doing like triple takes. They're just like, "What the fuck's going?" Everybody had all these like they're like retribution. What the fuck are you gonna get retribution on? And I was just like,
Can I just say it's a
"We'll
beautiful
see."
word though? Retribution.
Phenomenal
It
word.
is, but that was the start to my 2024. And
Beautiful.
I told a couple people in my family about at the end of the year. I said, "Remember when I found that word?"
Uh-huh.
And most of the family are Democrats.
Ooh.
I told them I
Yeah.
came back to because I didn't
He's
even
got
know
it
what it.
bad. He's got it
Oh
bad.
no. I'm
I
sorry. I
didn't
have
know.
Jehovah's Witnesses, so I can
That's
kind of
okay.
relate.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I can
But
kind of relate.
I told, of course, I didn't know what it was going to be about. So I waited and waited, and then November 6th happened, and I was just like, motherfucker. You know what? This is what I was fucking grinding for all year. If there was anything that I spent the most attention on the entire year, it was building up to that fucking election night. It's
Mm,
just like when we saw Charlie Kirk break down, and he's
yeah.
finally just like, "Oh,
I was on my bed with I was jumping up when Trump won. I was like jumping up and down. I can't. I was. Mm, mm.
Yeah.
mm-hmm."
Just,
And
just
Retribution is
we were
like
live.
such
We were
Red
live.
Day.
a
We were
good.
live for fucking
I
six
was
Yeah,
hours.
we were
I was
live.
on a trip for my anniversary, so I couldn't do anything with. I wanted to go live so bad, but I couldn't. I was like, this is a perfect anniversary present. But Retribution, yes, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
That was the
So I came back.
feeling I felt too. I was like, we are fucking on. We're back on.
I came
Nobody's gonna
back.
shut us up now.
I came back to them at Christmas time, which of course I saw everybody at Christmas time. And I
Oh,
said, "Remember
goody.
that word?" I said, "Remember that word that I saw?"
It's
And a couple of them
on.
forgot. As soon as they realized, they were just like, "You son of a bitch." I'm just
Y'all,
like,
yeah.
"Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna get me
we
to
were
shut up.
we were on 6 hours
Sorry."
that night for election night.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice.
We rolled for 6 hours, and then
Good
like we had to cut it
job.
off. And then when we cut off like an hour later, they finally called it and stuff like that. But
Oh, sweet, sweet
Yeah.
myself and
glory.
yeah, it was
It was a
it
fun
was like
night.
phenomenal. It was a
It's
fun
still
night.
posted. It was still, and I will say this: it's still up there on YouTube and Rumble.
Yep.
And
Okay.
if you ever want to go back and watch it on a fun, it's a fun night to go. I will admit I've actually gone back and watched it a few times.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna go
I just
look at
think it's
it.
fun. I think it's
Okay.
fun
Yeah.
I
just
might
to
do a
see how we were all
reaction video to it.
Oh,
I'm gonna
we
do
were
Yeah.
that.
Go
we were
ahead.
all
Listen.
reacting. Oh my God, we're gonna win Georgia. Oh my God.
Yeah. It
Hey,
was
hey, hey,
fucking.
hey.
It
Yes.
was a great show. We had a panel on and everything like that.
Uh,
And it was just
we
really
were
really good. It was
we were
fantastic.
It's a
Again,
beautiful
intently
moment.
watching those vote counts. It was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
was
I
I
it
didn't
think
was
even
there
it
make
was
it
was
to
only
the
one
end.
other president that was like president, then lost, then won. I can't remember who
Grover
it
Cleveland.
was. Yes.
yeah, I think it was
And
Grover
Grover
Cleveland,
then
right?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
technically though, he won 3 times. That election was
Just like
stolen.
just
That
like Trump.
election was stolen. That election
We
was
know.
stolen.
Listen, we were talking about how
Not
the
the first time.
election was stolen in fucking 2020, and it proved. We showed the numbers, okay, in 2024 how it was actually. It was like there is no question.
Good for
There
you.
shouldn't be questions anymore about how it was fucking stolen, because like all
Yep.
the people that showed up for Biden did not show up for so-called people that showed up for Biden, because they didn't. Okay. Did not show
No.
up for her. So we know that it's just ridiculous. It was
It was
awesome. It
crazy.
was a great night. We went on fucking, like I said, 6 hours. It was a phenomenal night. Scott definitely did fucking, like, he crashed out though and went to bed.
I tapped out.
He
I
tapped
woke up
out.
finding,
I
I
wa-
literally went to bed not knowing if he won. I did not know.
I stayed up. I was like, I can't. I'm sorry, honey. I know it's our anniversary, but like I have to watch. I have to watch the election.
That's
He's
tough.
Yeah,
so annoyed
it
with
was
me.
pretty awesome.
You want to know something funny? Um, Oh shoot, I
That
forgot.
is funny. That's
No.
very funny.
That was fucking hilarious.
That was
That was
awesome, Luna.
absolutely hilarious.
You
That was
gotta
so
you gotta
fucking
make a video
funny.
about
That
that.
it was so fucking funny. We're not even laughing right now because it was so
I'm
funny. We
laughing.
missed it. It was so funny. We missed it.
That's great, Luna.
I look, y'all. I have fibromyalgia, and sometimes I have to. Me and Miss Mary
Oh my
Jane
god.
have to have a meeting. You know, sometimes
Uh,
my short term
that's
memory can
funny.
be a little lacking.
Did you get that memory? Did it come back? Did
No,
it
I
pop
don't
up?
remember what we were talking. We were talking about the
Okay.
election, but
Yeah,
it'll come to me at some point. At some point,
It's
it'll
okay.
come to me.
that's all right. In the middle of
Let me tell
Red
you,
Day's rant, then fucking, I'm sure it's gonna pop up.
it'll pop back up. You know what? Let me tell you about something that we were talking about just a little while ago.
Uh-huh.
Um, we were talking about like the Muslim takeover or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the things that pissed me off today. I don't understand why there are headlines out there. Literally, and honestly, I think these were on right-leaning. Uh, I think they were on right-leaning, sites, and the headlines were that Mamdani is a Trojan horse. I'm like, do you know what the fucking definition of a Trojan horse is?
Yeah, it's not even
Dude,
remotely close.
He's a
he could
glass
not
house.
be he could not be more fucking in your face to
He's a
say,
Yeah,
glass
"Hey, look
house.
at me,
yeah.
look at me.
There's
I'm a
nothing
Marxist. I'm a
Trojan.
communist. I love it. I want
Yeah,
Biden was a Trojan horse.
yeah. The
Biden was
only
somebody
Trojan
Yeah,
is the fucking
yeah.
condom that he puts over his fucking head. I
exactly.
mean,
I mean, Biden was the one that they said, "Oh, he's moderate. He's moderate."
Oh
And
my god.
he was so senile that he didn't know what he honestly, I give him that
Elder
little bit of
elder
credit.
abuse.
I give
Elder
him
abuse.
credit that he actually did not know what all of his stupid secretarial appointments were doing on a regular basis. At
yep.
the
I just have
military,
two
I
things to say.
believe he did not know.
I agree.
He would literally get up and he would
Shame
just
on
say, "What do
his
you want?"
wife.
He would just try to read whatever the teleprompter was telling
Well,
him to read.
she was running fucking. She'd be
Shame on
running
his
meetings and shit
family.
like that.
Yes.
Yes,
Shame on his family for doing that to him. However,
yeah.
fuck him. He's a motherfucking racist.
All
He
right,
called my
Yep.
people monkeys. Fuck that
he did.
guy. I didn't forget. I was fucking like 12 years old watching this motherfucker talk about how he don't want
we
his
we
fucking kids
w-
going to school
we
with
talked
people
about
who
that at length.
I'm
Scott
like,
and I
what are
fucking
you
kept
talking
You know what?
hitting that. It's like
Yes.
fucking
And
over and over.
everybody just what got amnesia. I'm like, what are you talking about? You
I
just
grew up with him.
all of
I
my
grew up with
black
him, so I know exactly
yes.
fucking who he is.
They're like, we have to
You
fight
know,
for Biden. My family members, we have to vote for Biden because Trump's a racist. I'm like, I don't even know where to go with this statement. I don't know where to go with this statement because of the two people, he's literally the one that called us monkeys
who
in the
actually
fucking Senate hall
attended a KKK wizard's funeral?
Yeah.
with
His
amnesia.
mentor.
The
His fucking
amnesia
mentor.
He called
Okay?
him a mentor.
spoon.
Yeah.
Here's
Bird
your
from West
baby
Virginia.
food. Open up wide.
Dude, there's a there
There
was
you
a
go.
great it was an amazing post. I saved all of it from Tumblr years ago that literally had like the 30 most these were just the 30 like most popular things that Biden it proves that Biden was a racist. And it went back to like the 70s, like literally the
He's
70s,
like
where he was on
unapologetically
a
a racist.
radio. Yeah, he was like on a radio show. And I think in the 70s it was all about it was all about the busing, and he was
Mm-hmm.
talking about how, oh yeah, well we don't want
Yeah.
I don't even I don't
Thank
know
you,
exactly word
cowgirl.
for word, but he said something like, we don't want like jungle boys being shipped out to like the suburbs to go to school or something like that. You know,
Yes.
he was in, he
Yes.
said that. It's
It's
on
because of
tape.
him.
Dude,
It's because of him that when I was in first grade, I didn't get a desk for 4 months. This bitch made me sit on the fucking floor. I was the only brown person in the entire school in Swanee, Georgia in 1993 or whatever. And I didn't know what was going on. I just casually mentioned it to my dad, and my dad was like, "What? You're sitting on the what?" He was like, no, I know exactly what's going on. Come to find out, this has only been 10 years since segregation. So he and his blah, 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 talking about schools and jungle creatures. That's why I didn't have a damn desk and I had to sit on the floor. Yeah. And then little old me, I don't know. My white family's raising me in the mountains of Georgia because, my mom's from Trinidad. So her family's spread out. She went to live where my dad bought land.
Hey,
And
Rosie, good to see you, honey. Hadn't seen you in a while. Go ahead. Yeah, my son is half Trinidadian.
oh, yeah, Trini on deck. You know how us Trinis are. When we meet
I
another
do.
Trini, it's
Actually,
over.
actually, I do.
Oh,
I have a
you
friend
do?
that's
Yeah, I was about to
I
say I
do. I
do.
have a friend that's a Trini, and oh my God, she's one of a kind.
Oh, definitely. Cardi B, that
Hmm.
moment that went viral where she's like, "What is the reason? What is the reason?" Remember that? Do you remember that? No,
I don't
probably not.
remember that.
I don't pay attention to her because
Only
she's
because I'm
just
not a
Okay.
she's
Cardi
a fucking
B.
chicken head
She's
to me, so I don't pay
she's
attention.
half Dominican, half
Right,
Trinidadian is my
right.
point.
I
So
do
she
know
got
that.
like the two like most hype of all the princesses in the
Oh my
Caribbean.
God. Wait,
Yeah.
wasn't there
Yeah.
another one?
Uh
Who was the other singer that was from Trinidad?
I don't know. Oh my god, this is gonna make me look so bad to all my Trini people.
No, no, I'm done.
I don't know. Who's the
Hold
big
on.
Trini? Who's the other Trini? Like, there's a big Trini singer.
There's another
Yeah,
one.
I'm asking my
yeah.
producer.
You guys fucking
Nicki
got me
Minaj.
because
That's who you're talking about.
Nicki
yeah,
Minaj.
She
That's what I'm
looks
thinking
just
of.
like
Nicki
my
Minaj.
mom.
no
Oh
shit.
my God, that's
Yes.
crazy.
To the point where my kids, when they would see her on TV, they'd be like, "Oh, look, it's Mimi." I'm like, "That's not Mimi.
Mimi. Oh my God,
It's not Mimi."
I
so
hate
funny.
clankers. Hey, hi, thanks for the follow. I hate clankers. Says Billy Ocean. Was Billy Ocean from Trinidad?
Caribbean Queen. That's
Well,
what he's
Yeah,
referencing.
yeah. Was
possible.
they could be. I
Billy
couldn't tell you
Ocean
though.
sang
That's a good
Caribbean
Uh,
question.
Queen.
Get out
Look
of
Yeah,
it
my
that
up.
is a
dreams.
good
Get into
question.
my
I hate
car.
clankers.
I love that song.
Caribbean Queen. Hey. Then we got
Get
Yaz in the
out of
chat.
my dreams.
There
Get
you go.
into my car. That's what Eric was singing back in high school.
I was not, you
Hey.
fucker. You're the
Hmm.
same
Aren't you
age as me, dickhead.
He was
Yeah, I don't
out
know what
aren't
the
there.
fuck you're
He was
talking
out.
about. You know you were
He
singing
was
the
out
same
there.
shit I
aren't you a
was.
New
He was
Yorker?
he was
You were
singing that
singing
when
that
he was going
shit.
to school.
I'm
He was
definitely
going
a
to
New
school in
Yorican for
Brooklyn.
sure.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You were singing that shit. Ain't
He was
nobody
singing.
like a
Yeah,
Caribbean queen now. You
yeah.
know that.
He was
Don't let
he
Scott
was
fool you.
singing
That
that.
motherfucker's Puerto
No,
Rican too, and he was singing the same shit.
nope. And Eric, you know what the other song he sang? I can't even. I don't even know the name of the song, but the lyrics go that she was from Queens and he was from Brooklyn. What's that
Hey,
stupid song?
I don't remember
I
You
the.
don't know
know
I'm
what
what
the
so
fuck you're
bad
song?
with
talking
names.
about, dude.
There's a
Do it
song that
again.
says
Do it
that.
again.
It's something like she was from Queens and he keep repeating it over and over
Yeah,
again.
she was from
She was
Queens.
from
He was
Queens
from
and he was from
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yes, it's right
There was
there.
definitely a song. It was. I
Producer
think it was like
Ryan
a.
will know.
I think it was like a black and Spanish, like they were singing to each other or something like
He's like,
that.
she was from Queens and he was from Brooklyn.
Dude,
What
you were
song
on
is
the
that?
fucking bro. You were out on the street singing fucking Diamond Girl, so I don't even want to fucking hear it, motherfucker.
Hey,
You're out there
I'm
singing
your
Stevie B
diamond
shit.
girl.
He said Nicki Minaj,
No, I was
Hadaway,
out there on the I was on the
Heather.
street singing "Skeletons in Your Closet."
Look, y'all, no one can ever guess what kind of music I'm into. No one, everyone looks at
Dude,
they think I'm into what kind of music you think I listen to?
You
I listen. Well,
bluegrass,
me personally, I listen to just about
bluegrass and
everything,
country,
and yeah, I listen to just about everything. But fucking, I just
and
started
Christian rock.
listening to some of the the old
Oh, so you
country
like
I've been
Creed?
listening to.
Creed.
Look,
I
Creed's
mean,
a
don't
good
hate on
band.
Creed.
I have
oh,
Do
nothing wrong.
not
I had
fucking
nothing
hate
I
wrong.
on
like
I got
Creed.
Creed.
nothing. I got no animus towards Creed.
Creed's band, Scott Stapp's band, Creed's band is stellar. As a musician, I'm just gonna say it. That guitarist is out of this world. However, my heart is with metal. So
Okay,
Right
I'm a
on.
that's
metalhead
fine.
and I love country and I kind of love every genre. It really just depends on my mood. I will clean the house
Right.
with some opera, but I love country, I love metal, and I love like 80s new wave and any of the heroin
I
drip.
do.
You know what I mean?
I got a whole playlist of 80s new wave and shit. So like I
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah.
Listen, we Scott and I, because don't let Scott fool you. We're the same age. Okay. Fucking we got to
He's a
listen to a
whole.
lot of the different
He's a
genres,
whole.
but
He's a whole 72 hours older
Trinidad
than me. Don't let
James.
him lie.
Sorry, I was talking
Yeah,
in the chat. My bad.
he's
and the
5 days
72
fucking younger than me, and he
the
thinks he's like
70 yep
fucking
that 72 hours shows all the time, Luna. Let me tell you.
yeah, whatever,
Sometimes I don't
man.
Look,
even understand what he's saying, what he's talking about. I'm like, I don't think I was old enough to
I
remember that one,
I
man.
got to fucking watch the birth of fucking hip hop and whatnot, and like 90s
Hmm.
hip hop is my shit. I grew up on deep
yes,
house
yes,
music,
yes,
partying in New York City, and then
yep.
when I was stationed out in California, partying in Los Angeles. So deep house is like fucking. I still listen to
Ooh,
that to this
yes,
day. Okay, that is just my thing.
good one.
Not only the older stuff
Hmm.
that I grew up with, but like if I hear a new track that's like, oh shit, this is pretty dope.
Yep,
I'll listen to it.
I like them.
Um, but like 90s hip hop, dance hall reggae. I grew up on that shit in the clubs in the city. I love dance hall
Hmm.
reggae. So like it just depends on my fucking mood, really.
Yeah.
Just like you. It just depends on my mood,
Yeah,
what I'm feeling
I
and
just
whatnot.
like good music. I don't know how to what
100%.
genre, just good music.
That's
Yeah.
how we grew up. Like our generation, my and Scott's generation, music fucking brought us together on a lot of things. Okay. So
I
like
100% am
I,
with you on that.
I I can go into like classic rock. I can go into fucking 70s and 80s metal. It doesn't matter. Whatever my mood is, that's what I'm gonna listen to.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
got to feel good.
in high school, he was known as the Brooklyn Shabba Ranks.
You're an
Shabba,
asshole.
shabba,
You're a
ranks.
dick.
Shabba. Don't get me going.
The
Don't get me
Brooklyn
going.
fucking Shabba ranks.
Hey.
Mr. Lover Lover.
Oh, I'm here
Hello,
for it.
champion lover.
Rosie Riveter says at my funeral I will have deep house playing.
Nice. That's a good one. I love it.
Mr.
I
Loverman,
love it.
Shabba. Mr. Loverman, Shabba.
You're an asshole. Yo, or some Shaggy. It wasn't me. That's my fucking
Never
It
answer to
was.
wasn't
everything. It
me.
wasn't
Never
me.
was. Never. Nope.
God.
Never was.
Oh,
Why we
God.
gotta?
Holy shit.
You know what? I'm gonna write a girl version to that one. So
Oh
it
God,
wasn't
I'd
me.
love to
I'm
hear
gonna write
that
a girl
actually.
version. Yeah, we should do that. We could producer Ryan and I could
Just
probably
like,
bang that out in like
yeah,
probably an hour.
Oh
We could probably
yeah,
bang that
I'd
out
love
in an
to
hour.
absolutely hear
you
that,
could
and
get
I would
Nick,
fucking play that
you
Okay,
shit
could
in a
get,
I'll
minute.
do it for
you
you
could,
guys. Remember,
you
we
could
need
get
to
Nicki
write a
Minaj
girl
to
version of
co-produce.
It Wasn't Me. Ooh, I
She'd probably do
like
it.
it. I know. I'd have to be like,
Sounds like a
here,
song she'd
Annabelle.
sing
This is
too.
the woman you thought was your grandmother.
As you see, fam, you never know where our conversations are going. Now we're talking about music and fucking laughing at shit.
I will never change the station though. If any of those Caribbean girls are twerking,
Yeah.
I won't. I will play right into it and look at the
I
things I'm
just,
not supposed to look at.
You know
I
what,
am
Luna?
not like,
Before we started this podcast, well, no, he started the podcast before I even was a glimmer in his eye. But
Aw.
before we started doing it together, his podcast was actually called Big Red Shabba Ranks.
yeah,
I
don't
love,
listen to him. He's a
bruh,
dipshit. Don't listen
bruh.
to this dipshit. He's lying to you. It's fucking
He
fake
changed it.
news.
He changed
Dickhead.
it when
You
I
think
came
you a
along.
big
He
dog,
Dickhead.
huh?
changed it.
And fucking
Hey, I like it.
Red Day Walker, aka Cuddy Ranks, okay, was coming in to fucking hang. Shaba and
I
Cuddy were hanging together.
Hey, I am what I am.
Isn't that dude Haitian? That Shaba guy? Wasn't he Haitian? Who is
Uh,
he? Like I
no,
don't even know
Shaba, I
much
believe it.
about him.
I think
He's
Shaba is
Puerto
Jamaican,
Jamaican.
Rican.
That's
actually.
right.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
Jamaican.
Probably
yes,
Yeah, he's Jamaican.
Jamaican.
he was definitely
Mm-mm.
Jamaican.
Them
Yeah, he was
Jamaican
Jamaican.
boys.
Mr.
Mm-mm.
Loverman,
No,
They some
Shabba.
fucking
dirty motherfuckers. Mm-mm.
yeah. Red Day Walker was all about El General. His music was actually pretty good with the Latin dance
I'm
hall
impressed.
reggae.
Okay. You know what? I do be running into that. Everyone thinks I'm Hispanic. I'm not a drop. So I run into a ton of white boys who are like low key in love with like the Hispanic culture. They know all these
You,
Hispanic songs. They know all these Hispanic actresses and
because
actors.
you're that middle of the road tone. That's why
Yeah, you do. You got that. You got that.
they don't.
Yeah, if
And you're in
like I
Florida,
mean,
so of course they think you're Spanish.
yeah, I was about to
You
say
know
you're in
what?
Florida,
I'm
so they think
like,
you're Hispanic
I get
right off the jump.
what I get the most is Puerto Rican number one the most, which
The,
no offense,
the
Big Red, but tell a
it's
And
Trini
it's
girl.
Red Day's Puerto
it's the
Rican too.
it's
Oh
the
shit, that's right. Your last name is Hispanic.
yeah it's the
Look,
Lopez
you
it's the
accuse
Lopez that gives it away.
just by marriage, man. Look, all I gotta say
Doesn't
is
matter.
You tell a
Yep.
Trini girl she's Hispanic, she gonna go off on you.
Probably.
So my
My
husband,
my
he goes,
my
the
ex was
first thing,
Trini. Like I said, my son was half Trini,
oh,
and she
you
was
know.
actually like Indian, West Indian. So like,
Yes, yes, me too.
yeah,
So as you can tell, because everyone, so I get they see the Eastern Asian in me because after Puerto Rican, surprisingly, I get Greek Italian a lot, and I was like, why am I
Really?
getting this? Yeah, I'm like, I don't look like that,
I don't
and I
see
get
that at all.
right.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
So
I don't see that.
when I have my
That's just
hair in
them.
braids,
Nah, that's just them
I
trying to
get
fucking.
Egyptian. No, I get
No,
Spanish
everything,
that's
draws.
just
dude.
They
like,
get
oh,
your
yo, I'm a
Spanish
Greek
wrong.
Italian because they're just trying to fucking.
They
They're
don't
just trying to hit
know.
on you. That's all it is.
Well,
No,
they
that's all.
just don't
They're just
know.
trying to. They think they're smooth, and they're like, oh, she's Greek Italian, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
You don't
right.
even know. You
Well,
don't even know
hold
what a
on.
Greek
This is
Italian
going
chick looks like.
He
somewhere. This
doesn't
is
know.
going somewhere. The other thing I get from other Indians is, oh, you're white and Indian. And I'm like, how do you? Okay, I'm just exposed. All right. So I have to
Yeah.
Are they
explain the
mad
West
because you're not
Indian
pure?
thing. Well, yes, that is definitely a thing, because they find out I'm West Indian, which means I have black in me. So, Indians are very racist to black people. So when they find
Not
out you're West Indian, they're like, oh, you're one of those.
but that's not even 100% fucking true because like I said, my she
Hardly
looked like
anybody's
straight up
100%.
India from India, but she was West Indian. My
No, I
my
know,
ex, I'm
because
telling
there's
you,
the
like
ones
her
that
whole
are.
family, her whole
No, I know what
family is
you
like an
mean.
Indian line from
Be-
fucking East India.
Correct. Correct. That stayed segregated in the West
Yeah,
Indies. So you see
but
what I'm
people are
saying?
stupid
So
and they don't know history,
I
so they
know,
don't
I
they don't
know. I
fucking,
Yeah.
just
you know how
roll
it
with
is.
it though. I find it fun
I
when
get you.
people are asking me stuff. But the other thing that I get is Ethiopian and then other white people.
Ethiopian.
Yes, when I hair's in braids, I get like Egyptian or Ethiopian, and I'm like, okay. And so
Wow.
only thing anybody ever gets is the fact that I have white in me because clearly I'm what blacks call whitewashed.
Uh,
so so I get my DNA
Crazy.
done, right? So I don't care.
Done.
I put my DNA. You're born in a hospital. The government has your DNA. I was not
yeah,
fucking tripping about it.
I did that way before I found out that the fucking Chinese had control over all of that shit.
They
So it was too
already
late
have.
for
I
me.
mean, it's
Yeah, it was too late for me, but I did it.
they have it anyway. If you live, they
Yeah,
have
I
your DNA.
mean,
it's true.
not me.
Yeah.
When they tried to
So
take my foot swab, I tore them up.
I get my
I was like a spider. I
Such
was
an
like a
ass.
spider monkey.
It's an ass.
I was like,
I'm trying to picture it too. It's like
I
great.
know. It's just like you see him with a little newborn with a hat and Ray Bans on, fucking kicking and shit.
Just
and a
chilling.
freaking Modelo in his hand, saying, "Get the fuck
But
away from me, boy."
I
Mhm.
got anyway. But I got my DNA done, and I'm 56%
Trying so hard to break her.
Scottish and Scandinavian, the Pictish people. I actually know my lineage there.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
I'm this tiny bit, 7% Greek Italian. I was like, what the hell? There
That's
it
funny.
was.
That's
I
actually
was
funny.
like, what
Yeah,
the hell? They were right
yeah,
this whole fucking time. That's why I was laughing
Uh,
when you said they're
yeah.
just trying to hit on you, right? Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, you guys are just whatever. No,
That's
this
funny.
shit's right in there. It's all right here, guys.
I did
Hold on.
mine when I did mine. I found out that I had fucking slaves on both my mother and my father's side,
Me
in Puerto
too.
Rico. Okay,
Me
who
too.
were what do you call it? Because what a lot of people don't realize that the Spanish kept fucking slavery going as everybody else got rid of it.
So did the
Okay, the
Vikings.
Spanish kept Spanish kept doing it. All right, and
Yep.
then when they finally in the 1870s got rid of it, on my mother's side, my great grandmother, uh, she took Spanish surname, and nobody knows who the patriarch is, but we know that she's the matriarch.
Okay.
And then on my father's side too, I had slaves on both sides. So when people fucking talk about slavery, I was like, "Fuck you! You guys don't even know anything about your own history." I can fucking say that I
mhm.
had two slaves on my fucking side. You know what I'm saying? I literally came from fucking slavery on both sides of my family.
Same.
You know, so like
Same.
you guys are fucking full of shit. But when I did the DNA breakdown, it still was over 50% European. Um,
Dude,
you
they
know, with
conquered everywhere. They
I
conquered
had
everything.
I
Like we
thought
all have it.
Spanish. I actually thought
Probably had
Spanish. I had more
Ethiopian.
Portuguese. I had more Portuguese in me than fucking Spanish. Okay, I had fucking
Dude,
Scottish,
Red
Irish.
Daywalker
I
said he
had
got
European
Ethiopian.
Jewish. Okay,
Yeah.
European Jewish came
And I'm
up.
saying
All right,
Eric's
I
probably
had a
part
whole bunch of shit,
Ethiopian.
and then all the African was from West Africa.
Me too. Which one?
I
Ghana.
had fucking Senegal. God,
Wow.
Fuck.
Nice.
Your
French.
Trying to
That's
think
the
ancestors
of
going
French.
Senegal.
around.
So mine was
Yeah.
West Africa, Nigeria. So I got the French. My great grandmother's on my mom's side's
I
name was DDA. So that whole
hang on.
like
I'm gonna pull up a West
Portuguese
because
French
as soon as I
thing.
see the countries, I'll fucking know.
What about
Uh,
you, white boy over
Erica's.
there with the Hispanic?
Who are you calling white boy? You better not tell my mom that. She'll fucking
I
kick your
love
ass.
it. I love it.
All right.
You know, it's
So
funny. I got a client who is like got really red hair, really red beard. He's curly, you know, and but I'm looking at it and I'm like, you ain't like red like, you know, like the British. Like I'm looking at him like, what are you what? I gotta ask, you know? And he's like, Puerto Rican. I was like, of course you are. Of course
Puerto
you are.
Rican.
Of
yeah. So
course you
I
My
are.
definitely
mom is
I
my
I
mom is a red haired Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys
well
got that
do you
red in there.
do you know why that is?
No, I don't
You know,
actually.
why
So there was an
did the
influx of both.
Scottish invade Puerto Rico?
Yes, there was not that they invaded. There
Hey,
was an influx of Scots. Okay,
that makes
that
sense
went
why
to Puerto
everyone thinks I'm
Rico.
Puerto Rican because
That
I'm
went. Not only did
56%
they go to
Scottish.
Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
they went to the fucking hills to El Campo.
Wow, you guys
Okay,
are blowing my
and
mind.
they still got fucking. They still have Scottish surnames, but they speak
Oh
perfect Spanish
my god,
with fucking red hair, freckles, and green eyes and shit like that. So like
bro.
that was an influx of Scots.
Bro, this makes so much sense. So my mom's dad, his last name is an adopted last name. His last name is Clunas. He's actually his father's Indian. His biological father is Harak Singh, but he came and knocked up some married woman, and she was married to a Scottish man by the name of Clunas in the West Indies. Oh my god, it makes so much sense. Everyone freaking thinks I'm Puerto Rican. Oh my goodness, and my mind is like blowing right now.
Wait, so did you
Like
marry
what?
a Puerto Rican?
I didn't. He's Cuban.
It's Cuban.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
never knew a Cuban
You know, they're
Lopez. That's
super
why.
machismo, you know.
Yeah, but I never knew a Cuban
Still,
with the last name
that's
Lopez.
like all Caribbean men with machismo. Doesn't even
Yeah, but
fucking matter.
I think
Doesn't
the
Well,
even matter
Cubans
where you come
take a
from.
little bit of first
yeah,
place. No, but
I've
yeah,
never met a Cuban nerd
a
ever.
Cuban nerd. I'm not Cuban though. Like
Never.
I'm not
No,
Hispanic.
he is though. I'm
Oh
saying
yeah, yeah. Dude, this
I've
guy.
never met a Cuban nerd.
So he's written movies,
Nice.
screenplays. He is like musically gifted and is an
That's
audio
dope.
engineer, and he's learning like the video stuff to help me out with this. But he's had songs hit the top 40 Billboard. Yeah, he's like
Nice.
super artsy, like Black
Like
Sheep Cuban, you
like
know?
like songs that he wrote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you name drop any fucking artist that he wrote for?
Do you want me to tell them which ones? He said no, we'll do that later.
All
Just
right. Well, no,
yeah.
we don't. Yeah,
Ah,
that's fine. We don't want to. We don't. If he doesn't want that out there, that's
as
cool.
long as it wasn't as long
I
as it wasn't Bad Bunny, we're good.
Yeah, no
No,
shit.
no, no, no.
So I will
Let me
tell you
explain something. You know how
my
upset my husband is at our oldest daughter for being a Marxist?
oh God, oh my God.
How do you
Well,
how do you know
before
she
you get
is?
into that story, before you get into that story, my dad's uncle, who was like my great uncle, okay, he actually wrote music for Tito Puente, okay, and
Ooh.
um,
Tito
and when he
Puente.
died, yeah, he wrote not only Tito Puente, but for a lot of salsa bands in general that were part of Fania in the
Okay.
uh in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s. Okay. We didn't know this, by the way, all right,
Okay.
until he died. And
You
there was
know.
like a little small article about him in the New
You
York
know.
Post. It was like really tiny, okay, that actually mentioned his death. All right. And then my dad found out about it, and then he had to go fucking track down his cousin, okay, to be like, where's your father's music? What the fuck did you and found out that his shithead cousin, who was a scumbag, sold all that fucking music. He actually had copies of all the stuff, okay, that he wrote for, like I said, Tita Puente. I think he wrote for Celia Cruz too.
Wow.
A couple of songs for her too to help her with stuff. But all of the groups that were in Fania and stuff like that too, he did a lot of work. He had his own salsa band. All right, we
Yeah.
we just thought that he was like we just thought that he was just fucking great at him and his people were just great at salsa. He even had this black fucking he even had this, I'm sorry, black. He had this blind fucking dude that played the congas that was absolutely phenomenal, and the motherfucker was blind. Okay,
Wow. Of
um,
course. Of
and
course.
he would
Yeah.
do these shows and everything. And come to find out that he wrote all this music for a lot of the artists in Fania, and nobody in the fucking family knew that because he kept that a secret. And then like I said, my dad's cousin, he fucking sold all his music like a dipshit. Okay, and we could have just like saved all of that. It's part of
Ryan's
our
had a
family
few
history and stuff like that.
lessons learned. It's common. We've all done that. We've all made
Right.
those mistakes.
Right.
You know,
That's just
it's
well, I'm just glad that's just dope that he's like creative like that and that he's,
yeah.
he's
He's
got his
very
shit going
much
like that. That's pretty dope.
very different from the rest of his family. Like when he met me and they like shit a whole brick and they were like, cuz I'm not like the subservient type, you know what I mean? But what they didn't even realize about their own kid is he's not like that. He doesn't feel good if like I have to work, you know what I mean? Like he's got that like manliness but also like she's not like my servant and they don't like that very much or didn't like that very much. It took a long time for us to get on the same page, but they had to realize like who he was
Well, I
first to
don't know
like
too
even
many.
accept
I
me.
don't know
You know
about
what I
you, but
mean?
I don't know too many fucking Latinas that are actually subservient. They will
Well,
absolutely hit you with a chancleta in a
oh,
fucking
I
heartbeat.
know. No, I
Okay,
know.
throw a pot of fucking hot rice at your ass.
No, I know.
Okay,
But
for
oh,
fucking
trust
up.
me, especially the colombianas for real. But he look, I said it. But it's kind of a thing with the Cuban culture is like cuz they literally sat me down and they were like you have to 'cause I literally was just pulled away from my whole entire state, like didn't in
Right.
a new state, didn't have any friends, going to
Do
school,
Do you
had
mind me asking where you were originally from?
Swanee, Georgia, which is like at
Okay,
the base of the Appalachian Mountains. So I was like
okay,
The Swanee
homeschooling
River.
our that's here in Florida where I'm at, an hour where I'm at. So like I'm in the Cherokee Indian area. So like it goes from North Georgia to North Florida. So I was born at the base of the Appalachia in Gwinnett County, which has gotten super hood and ratchet. But at the time, it was like rural. And eventually they built up around and we moved up further into Georgia called Talking Rock. So it's like near the Smoky Mountains. So I'm a hillbilly, usually pigtails, no makeup, and dirty feet because I don't wear shoes. But
Did you do that on the campaign, by the way?
I
Because that
tried.
might because that might have been why they didn't give you any funding if you weren't wearing shoes all the time.
No, I tried to not wear shoes, but they forced me to be presentable. But you know what? Though never again am I ever shaping my image to fit anything. Like you
Mhm.
get me as I am. I am a fourth generation American, first generation, second generation on another side. And, on that side, we're kind of spicy and like to be sexy. And I don't care, whatever. We're going to do that. And I don't care if I'm going to get involved in politics ever again. I'm never going to conform to any. They were like telling me to put,
Oh,
cover my tattoos and all this stuff. And I did it naively, but never again. Nope.
what year? What year was that?
So this was 2022. I started
Okay.
campaigning in 2020, but the actual election was
Yeah.
2022. Yeah. It
I
was
would like to I was gonna say I would like to think that the Republican Party has changed since then, but
it has
some ways.
tremendously.
You think so?
They are uh-oh. I don't know if
But
that's me or you guys.
what's going on? Are you there? What's the problem? Oh, I guess that was on her.
Sorry.
Are you still there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you lose your camera for a second?
I suppose. I don't know, maybe our Wi-Fi glitched. So, after I ran for Congress, I had to have extra security measures put on my home.
Yeah.
And so every now and then I do have router blips because my IP on like 5 different levels is recycled.
Oh,
So, yeah, it was I'm when I tell you guys they were scared of me. They were
they probably were.
I did not realize at the time. It didn't hit me. I didn't know what it really truly meant. I did not know how scared of me they were. I was just consumed in the this is evil, this is terrible, I cannot believe they're doing this, blah blah blah, and the means they'll go to because there's no stopping them. It's the government. There is nothing they
Yeah.
can't do. And
Right.
I that's all I was consumed with. But now I'm just like, wow. Wow. Okay. If they put those
Yeah.
resources into what they did to me,
Imagine if you
Holy
had
moly,
somebody.
there's something that
Yeah, I was gonna say,
She
imagine if
froze
you
up.
had if you
She
had
froze
somebody
up.
like a. Well, she got kicked off a second ago. Did you see that?
No, I wasn't here. Did she really?
Yeah, she disappeared for
Um, yeah, her
like
connection's kind of
5
low on my
seconds.
end. I can see. Yeah, we just lost her. She's back.
I think it's the Florida GOP that's trying to prevent her from having a being on a podcast.
I
Yeah,
found out through that process they've been watching me
yeah. Your connection is kind of low on my end. I can
my
see
whole
it at your
life because
connection.
of my direct relative being did you guys hear what I said?
No, that's your whole life.
No.
There was something about your whole life.
Oh, I found out when I was running for office through these nefarious constant communications. They were watching me my
Mhm.
whole entire life because of who my direct relative being a vice president, watching me
Right.
my whole life. I had no idea. If I had never run for office, that would have been like over my head the rest of my life.
What are your
It's
plans?
Crazy.
Are you planning to ramp it up again? Because we will definitely support you.
um
Thinking about it.
She's thinking about it. She's got some
She's thinking
balls in
about
the
it. All
air.
right, we'll keep it at that. We'll keep it at
we
thinking
can
about. We don't want
talk
to put you
off
too much
we
on the
can
spot.
talk
I
privately.
got it. I got it. We got you. You want to hang around after we like in like 8 minutes? We're gonna what do you call it? We're so just so you know, now that you're on Rumble, you can get rated by other what do you call it?
Okay.
Channels, and that's what we do. The
Okay.
first time we got rated like about 2 months ago, and we've been doing that now. And like we get rated sometimes on Mondays, sometimes on a Wednesday. And it's just it helps with building our community as a whole on Rumble. So Rumble, we know Rumble's a free speech platform. Um, they people try to label it as this right
Thankfully.
wing freaking platform. It really isn't. It's a free like you can be on the left and actually be on Rumble and just be fine. But
Isn't
we
that
got
crazy?
ostracized. Yeah, but we got ostracized. We got canceled everywhere. So we where did we end up? We ended up on Rumble. It was the only
It's
place we could
crazy to
go.
me that
Mhm.
a platform that any company that is for constitutional rights is labeled right wing. That's not a left or right
Mhm.
thing.
It's
That's
it's
just being a
stupid.
constitutionalist.
It's a moron. It's moronic, right?
They've
Like it really is.
brainwashed
But
people at the ultimate level, man. It's wild.
it
Yep.
just so happens that Rumble turned out that way only because we had nowhere else to go. We kept getting freaking canceled
Cheers to
everywhere, getting
Rumble.
kicked at everywhere. Yeah, well, here's a cheers to you because I still got some tequila in here. Um,
Normally I say skull, so
but
that's
Uh,
if we're on and you're going, we will make sure we rate your show so we get our viewers over to you because it helps with engagement on the algorithm on what do you call it on Rumble.
I
So
appreciate it. I actually feel like I've met I know you told me Daywalker, you were telling me
mhm.
that you and I had interacted when I ran for office. This
Yeah,
feels
briefly. It's not like
weirdly familiar, even with Big Red One. I feel like I ran across both of you before, but if I didn't, I'm just getting the feeling that just synchronicity. You know what I mean? Just
you
meant to
got
happen.
you got a home here,
Yeah,
Luna.
I
You
feel
have
it.
an
Thank
open
you. And
invitation to come
likewise.
back and
Likewise.
to come hang with us
Likewise.
anytime you want. We will
Appreciate
absolutely
it.
bring you back.
Hey,
And Red
I got
Day,
you guys
keep
in my
that list.
phone, in my personal phone, so you guys are
Absolutely.
good.
if you were, yeah, if you've ever attended a serious like pajama party, Queens style, then you
God.
probably get that vibe from Eric.
No, I'm nowhere fucking near Queens, you dickhead from Brooklyn, you asshole.
He
Fucking
went.
But
hate
He
you're
your
was.
giving
host.
me an idea for my show. I might do a
He,
pajama party series.
Yeah,
he's
that'll
not
work.
from
I'm
Queens,
sure.
but that's where he would host his pajama parties. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
fucking
Ooh,
don't
Queens.
listen to this fucker.
Oh,
He
Not
just
isn't
that I have
that
takes.
where
anything
Mom
against
Dami?
Queens.
Isn't that where Mom Dami's the assemblyman? I think he's the
Yep.
assemblyman for Queens.
He-
Oh,
He's
fuck that guy.
he's just no, he's not. He's just running. We actually had one of the assemblymen running a conservative kid, Elijah Diaz, who's actually running in Queens. I'm sorry,
Okay.
he's running in Brooklyn. Ramses Frias is running in Queens. We had him on the show too,
Hmm.
just because he's a conservative. He's running too to try to clean up his neighborhood and whatnot. We got ties to New York City. We keep trying to bring these kids back. I call them kids, but they're adults. Obviously, they're just younger than us.
Look, I got family
uh,
up there. My Trinidadian family, when
Hmm.
they moved from Trinidad, they went to Brooklyn and then they spread out to Queens and Bronx. So,
Uh,
yeah,
I've got a little soft
good.
spot for up there.
yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, like just to go back to, if you get rated, trust me, it helps. It'll help you on Rumble.
Thank you.
It'll help build your community. And people do blind raids. They just literally will pull. If you're on, they will pull up your channel and see
Okay.
what it is you're talking about, and then push their. When they're ending their show, they'll push their
Yeah.
what do you call
Okay.
it? Their viewers in the chat. They'll push them over
Okay.
to you so that your chat
Okay.
gets lively and
What's
stuff like that, and you get more people.
what's the group that raids us all the time?
We get Christ, we get Sanoski, who's the Quiet Part podcast. It's actually the Quiet
Mm-hmm.
Part pod. Somebody stole his shit on Rumble. It should be the podcast, but he had it first,
Right.
and then he didn't even want to freaking fight. He was like, "Whatever, I'll just call it the pod." They rate us every Monday, and then
Okay.
on Wednesdays we get rated by Jealousy Angelic raids us. It just depends on who their mods know us, so like they'll rate us and stuff like that. We haven't got rated tonight because there's a couple of shows going on. Actually, I'll be on Bourbon and Beer on Yankee Freeze channel after this, guys. That's who we're gonna rate to send you guys over there
Hey,
so you
Okay.
guys can say what's
here's
up.
here's just a suggestion.
Yes.
When you're on Bourbons and Beers, go raid Luna show.
Yes,
Well,
please,
yeah,
please.
She's going
actually,
live after
how
this.
long are you gonna be on? How long do you think you're gonna be on your show?
Mine?
Yes.
My show usually goes between an hour and a half and 2 hours.
All right, we
You
go
know.
when I go over there, I'll have 2 hours left. So I will keep an eye on it, and then I will
Okay.
let Yankee Free know. If you're still on when we're getting ready to go off, I will tell Yankee Free because like we're good friends now. To raid you.
I appreciate it so much. Anytime in the future, however I can have your back, I will absolutely have yours. He, I believe, is able to start streaming now from multiple platforms tonight.
Yeah,
So,
you should be able to.
you should be able to get me on any of them. Like just
Well,
either by looking up Real Luna Lopez or Thirst Trap News. If you type in one of those, you'll find me.
I will look it up now. Do you have?
Oh,
Are
tonight's
you
gonna be
real?
just Instagram, he said. Okay.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Again,
Oh,
if you
come
guys are thinking
on.
about a streaming other than OBS, I know OBS is good and stuff like that. EVMux is very user friendly. Like I said, there's
I'm in
a
the
what do you call it?
queue. I'm in the queue, Scott. I'm in the queue. You know what I mean?
I have an affiliate link in the description, so you guys, any show that you see the description, you guys can click on it, and if you're interested, you can absolutely go forward.
I
But
really appreciate you
Scott, what
guys
do you
having
got,
me
bro?
on.
We gotta make sure you hold your
Well,
fucking. We need to make sure you hold your
by the
rants,
time
man, because we need them for
by the
Monday.
time
I'm sorry,
well,
it's
by
my
the
fault.
time they may not be culturally relevant by Monday, so we'll see. But I'll keep the list.
Yeah, keep the
And a
list.
I
lot can
mean,
happen between
it's my
Friday and Sunday.
fault. I'm sorry. And I
No,
Nah,
didn't mean
nah,
it's
to.
not
it's not your
Luna's fault.
fault. Nobody's
Maybe
fault.
Luna, I may raid your live afterwards, but first I'm gonna have to raid my fridge. That's what I'm looking forward to in the next 10
Bro, I'm
minutes.
there with you. I'm
I'm gonna
hungry as
raid.
crap.
I am.
Hmm.
Scott has got me on the fucking Waffle House. I'm gonna raid them in the morning after I get my haircut.
Ooh, Waffle House. So I do hair.
But
That's my
see,
day job.
now Eric has. That's how you know Eric is now living in the South. He has
Yeah,
starting to
I,
appreciate the
I'm I'm
Waffle
I'm
House.
starting to
Ooh.
appreciate the Waffle House a little bit more.
Waffle House
Mm.
is the spot, especially if you got a hangover. Where you at in the South?
I'm
South
in
is
South Carolina.
welcoming. Ooh, yeah, baby.
Yep.
Look, I can't understand a word. The natives, the South Carolina natives, especially the black folk, the native ones, I don't know what the fuck they are saying. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I
That's funny.
try. I try. Look, it's the Appalachia though. We have this accent. It's
Yep.
very identifiable. But when you get up there in the Carolinas and like Kentucky, it gets or
Hmm.
Memphis, ooh, it gets heavy.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I don't
Memphis is
know.
up in Tennessee. You're thinking of more of the like northwestern part of
Well, I was just kind
the
of doing a
state. Yeah.
group, like a group of them,
Yeah.
where because this
I love it
look
here. I
North
absolutely love
Georgia,
it here where I'm at.
North Georgia's got some views. Have you been to North Georgia?
Yeah, I was in the military. I got to go a lot of places in the
Georgia's
country.
pretty. Georgia
Yeah.
is pretty.
I'm about an hour and a half away from about an hour and a half away from Savannah where I'm at.
Nah,
So
fuck Savannah, man. That
Savannah's
shit
all
got
right too.
all liberal and everything about 15 years
Yeah,
ago. It was
but
crazy.
they still got good restaurants and shit there. You
Eh,
can't deny
you
that.
want
There's
okay,
some still
instead
good
of
eats.
Savannah,
You don't
check
go
out
there. You don't go there for the fucking politics. You go there for the food.
but check out
Huh?
if you want food, go to Mobile, Alabama. If you want really beautiful landscape and
I've
real
been to
estate,
Mobile. I've been to Mobile,
check out
Alabama.
Santa Maria Island. Santa Rosa Island and Rosemary Beach over in the Panhandle. And then
That's
if you
Florida.
want, yes,
That's Florida,
well,
yeah.
they got, yeah, and then but Mobile, that's Alabama, but
Yeah,
they
I know
got
where it
good,
is. Mobile
they
is right
got good
there by
food.
Pensacola. It's not that far from Pensacola.
But the southern
Mhm.
coastal through Rosemary Beach and Santa Rosa, and all that little, oh my gosh, because you got the
Yeah.
plantation style homes with the Spanish moss right on the ocean. It is
That's
beautiful.
where
Oh, it's
that's where I
gorgeous.
remember seeing you before. Before you ran for office, were you on the
Yes, I did
Floribama
an event
Shore?
out there. Yeah.
Or were you on the Floribama Shore? That's the reality show?
I was on a reality show, not that one. Close.
Not
You
Wait,
do.
wait, wait. Can we guess? Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on. It wasn't the one where you were trying to date Flavor Flav, was it?
Oh God. Just
Okay,
see how he
No,
goes
finally I
off on
got her.
no,
Did
on
I get her?
tangents, and you
no.
got to
Did I
stop him
get her?
before he
But
gets out of
Did
control.
I get her?
the same network was doing my show. I
Flavor of
dr-
Love, wasn't it?
the
Flavor of
same.
love. Holy
So
shit.
MTV and that whoever owns whatever they were
Disney.
doing my
Disney
VH1?
show.
owns MTV.
Oh God,
VH1?
yes. Don't get me started. Don't get me on that one. Be careful.
That's a whole
I'm
other
gonna
talk
go
show that we don't have
somewhere.
time for right now, but we'll
I'm
have to
gonna
go
go
there.
somewhere.
The next time you come on, we can shit on Disney.
Dude, we can shit on. We can fuck it up. We'll fuck it up. Let's go.
So, but
Wait,
Be
anyway,
the
so what,
guy.
what was the show?
Oh God, don't even do that to me, man. I dropped
oh
Oh
out at the
shit.
pilot.
man,
Oh
I
what
was
was
like,
God.
the
fuck this. You got me tempted. Oh, sneaky, sneaky.
Oh wait a minute, who was
But we
that girl? Wait a minute, who was the
don't
girl?
Scott,
Who was
she's
the
got to
girl
keep
that
going
was?
to start her show, bro.
Who was the wait? One last question. Who was the girl that was trying to date either a man or a woman? What was that girl?
See
You
where he
know who I'm
goes. See
talking
where he
about.
goes. See
You
where he
know
I'm
who I'm
goes.
dead
talking
right
about.
now. I'm dead right now. That's the one you're thinking of. Am I that transparent? Like
I'm
what the
trying to
fuck?
remember. I'm trying to remember the name of the girl. Oh, Tila Tequila.
Oh my God, Tila Tequila. Really? Seriously? I'm about to mush
I'm
you
just.
in the face.
That's okay.
Oh my God,
You're
I
up.
haven't heard the
You're
mush. I
way up.
haven't heard the mush in a long time.
I'm gonna
The
mush
mush.
you in the
That.
face.
Luna, we're about to
Yeah.
head out here, but hold on.
All right.
But go
Yeah. Let's
ahead,
go.
plug yourself. Let everybody know where you're at, where you're going to be at going forward, and just let everybody know.
Okay, so primarily I'm using Instagram right now to do my podcast reaction series. It's real Luna Lopez on Instagram. I'm trying to get away from Instagram, so I just started a Rumble. You can find that at Thirst Trap News on YouTube and Rumble, Facebook, Instagram. It's real Luna Lopez. I react to everything that's relevant when it comes to spirituality, psychology, politics, music. I don't know. I throw in some things. I have an adult,
Whatever you
you
feel like.
know, yeah, I have an adults only, every other Sunday at night, where I'm in a little lingerie or whatever and have some little whiskey or whatever, So, we try to keep it fun and relaxed and like outside of this whole like old guard thing. We're just like everyday people coming and talking about the stuff that matters, That's my show.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, we will definitely, like I said, her links are in the description, fam, so that you guys can, what do you call it, can link up with her. I will find her. I found her user account. I will find her the Thirst Trap News and put that in both the Rumble. After the show is over, I can go back and add that in the description. But her links to Instagram, her links to her YouTube page, and the links to her two Instagrams. She's got her band is on there too. She is in a band,
Yes,
so
it's
both those
called
links are there.
Dreams of a Metal Moon. And also,
So
if you like my content and you follow me, I also have a Venmo. It's Thirst Trap News. Please just donate and support. We've got a few private sponsors, but I would love to have some more public ones. You can stay private
it
too. I also
it is a
offer to
grind.
yes, it is. And I get a lot of gentlemen that like to, chat me up in my DMs, and I'm totally about being social. But hey, look, time is money, baby. So,
I
Venmo,
am
First
sure.
Trap News,
Oh shit.
I
I'm
am
social, but
sure.
Hence the name Thirst Trap News. There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah. It is what it is, as they say.
Yeah. You know,
Scott,
we
what do
could
you
chat.
got? She is actually going to be going on Instagram shortly, fam. So if you guys want
I
to tune into
am.
her before we head to Bourbon and Beer, but just letting you
Yes.
guys know where she's going to be at.
It
You
was
got
a
to guys,
pleasure.
you got to get rolling on fucking Rumble Toe because the Rumble will grow faster than you think because it's been growing for us.
That's awesome. It was a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me. It was so much
Yeah.
fun.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming
Red
on.
Day,
Yeah.
thanks for hanging with us. We appreciate it.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Red Day. What do you got?
What else is there to say, man?
Oh, you got to have
Is there
something on the
anything to
way
say?
out, bro.
No, I can tell you this. I actually this coming week, I know there's been a few people asking me about it, but this week I will finally have the next few weeks of Trump put out. I don't know if it's going to go up on Instagram though. It might just go up on Rumble, but I'll share the link to my Instagram page.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have been posting that. We haven't seen that in a while. I know you've been busy and stuff, so we'll be glad to get that, and I'll
Yep.
put it in I'll put it in the Discord. Speaking of the Discord, tomorrow,
Hmm.
fam, after the Salty Dog show, 6 to 8 p.m., we got movie night. It looks like it's The Conjuring. That'll be on the Discord tomorrow, so make sure that you hang with us. Monday night is going to be a big show for Scott and I. It is our 1 year anniversary, fucking grinding this shit out with each other together. And we're gonna
Hmm.
have some friends of the show coming to hang with us and whatnot. It should be a
Be
very,
a
very fun
blast.
night. Should be a blast. Next Wednesday is myself and Blondie. You'll have Blondie on Monday. You'll have Blondie on Wednesday, so you get 2 nights of her. And then next Friday, Scott and I have Athena Clark coming in. She's the last candidate that we have for New York City. But next Wednesday, we have Jesus Navarro, which is Blondie hooked that up. He's a candidate in Florida, running for a seat in Florida. I think he's running actually for a national seat too. So I got to take a look at
Mhm.
that a little bit more. So you have two candidates next week that you can tune into and listen to and whatnot. Then after that, shit, I don't know. What do we got on? So the 24th is Friday, right? I don't
Mhm.
even know who we got. I don't even know who we got. I gotta look gotta look at the schedule to
20
see who we got.
the the 27th is real Frankie Rodriguez.
Frankie Rodriguez is back. There you go.
Yep.
I knew we had somebody.
And then the
Frank
31st is Halloween.
is the Halloween show. I still gotta figure out
Yep.
what the fuck I'm gonna do for Halloween. I don't know yet.
Me too.
So
I don't know idea.
I still haven't figured it out. With all that said, fam, it was great to have you in. Thank you, Luna, for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you spending your time and sharing your wisdom and your
Mhm.
voice with us and with our viewers. It was just a fantastic show tonight. And as you guys know, you never know where we're gonna go because it is a Friday night and it is what it is. So, without further ado, I will get us going to Bourbon and Beer, where I will be there for the next 2 hours, hanging out with the crew there to midnight. And then tomorrow morning, I will head to fucking Waffle House in honor of Scott because he's got me hooked on Waffle House now.
Retribution, baby. Retribution.
Yeah, retribution. So I am the Big Red One guy signing out. Remember that together and only together can we break the machine. God bless you all. God bless America. I hope you have a fantastic weekend this weekend, fam. And I'm about to send you over to Bourbon and Beer. Say hello, say what's up, hang for a little bit or not. Just do what it is you got to do. Have a good night, fam. See you all on Monday.